Good afternoon and welcome to Big Z Sports presentation of high school track. Today's coverage of the Indian Valley Braves, Garroway Pirates, West Muskingum Tornadoes, Harrison Central Huskies, John Glenn Muskies, Barnesville Shamrocks, and the St. Clairsville Red Devils at the Bell Legacy at Indian Valley High School is brought to you by the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club. Today's track meet is also brought to you by Lutz Body and Paint, Plus 2 New Philadelphia, Unified Insulation, and Top Notch Auto. Now let's head to the stadium with Big Z Sports.
Welcome into some track and field action from Indian Valley High School. Big Z Sports bringing you our first ever delve into track. As you might hear, obviously, our national anthem already getting underway here. And we are going to be bringing you live wall-to-wall action. I don't even know if I can necessarily say play-by-play actions, as it will be myself and Shannon Thomas who are bringing you this presentation of high school track. Looking very forward, Shannon, to being able to do this.
Yeah, it's something we've never done before, and we were approached during basketball season by head coach Jimmy McPeek that Indian Valley was going to host a track meet this year and wanted to know we'd be willing to try it. And I said, we'll try anything. So here we are. We're going tracking.
Well, you and I get to be the guinea pigs for it, too. That's the great thing, too. And obviously are working through trying to figure out how exactly we're going to bring this to you. You know, the hard work of Claxon Communications, putting all this on as well for our live streaming portion of this. So very excited to be able to do this. We're bringing you all the events that they have going on here. To my understanding, Shannon, I think 7 teams here today.
Yeah, one team had a busing issue, which tends to be a problem right now in the state of Ohio for some reason with schools can't get enough bus drivers, so they had to pull out last minute, and Indian Valley tried to fill that spot, and 2 more schools had the same issue and couldn't get here. And like you said, this is a beautiful facility to host this kind of thing, and we'll be able to bring you all the stuff inside the stadium with no problem. It'll just be a learning experience for us. Some of that stuff, the disc mainly clear outside of the stadium. We might have a little bit of issue with signal, but we're going to do our best to try to bring you some of the disc, and it's going to be an outstanding night to see some of these outstanding athletes.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this on the fly. We're figuring it out as we go how we're going to be doing this, but do have to make mention, of course, we've already said it is the Bell Legacy Invite, and it's a track meet. The result is the result of many years of a collective vision to hold a home track invitational at Indian Valley's home stadium facility. For Indian Valley Track Invitationals, one of the best ways to prepare their athletes for the district, regional, and state meets, Indian Valley is very proud to finally be able to host their own high school event. Coach Dave Bell, and if you know him well, you'd rather probably call him Buzz. Has been a track fixture at Indian Valley for more than 24 years, could often be found at the pole vault pit or in the infield running alongside his runners. Together with his wife Diane, Indian Valley Track has been a strong and competitive fixture in the area for years. Coach Bell still donates his time today helping the pole vaulters with his wealth of knowledge and experience. Not only does he work with student athletes, but he is also a great sounding board for the current track coaches. Coach Bell's focus has not only pushed his athletes to excel on race day, but also to mentor young men to become productive citizens in the community. Over his tenure, he served in many different roles in the Indian Valley athletic programs and has always emphasized the importance of hard work and being accountable. Indian Valley says thank you, Coach Bell, for your many years of commitment to the program and to their athletes, and they dedicate this invitational to him. We'll go ahead and take a brief break here, Shannon, and when we come back, we got track action from Janaten Hutton. You excited?
I'm really excited. I get to watch some outstanding performances today that I can't do.
No joke about that. Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications will return after this.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering an experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment. Whether your vehicle needs routine maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook or call them at 740-561-4100. Live more comfortably this winter with the help of Unified Insulation Systems. Unified Insulation Systems is a full-service insulation and weatherization provider that can show you how to properly insulate your home or business. With good insulation from Unified Systems, you can prevent your gutters from freezing and get rid of your high-energy bills. Call Jeremiah Thomas today for your free quote at 330-773-7377 or visit unifiedinsulation.com. Call Unified Insulation Systems today, your most trusted name in insulation.
Lute's Body and Paint, located at 7573 Wolf's Crossing Road in Janaten Hutton, is there for you when a never-planned auto collision repair is needed. Lute's Body and Paint performs the auto body and painting services needed to get your vehicle back to looking showroom new in a timely manner at a reasonable price and provides free estimates. Lute's Body and Paint is a proud supporter of the Indian Valley School District and wishes best of luck to the Braves athletes participating in tonight's game.
The Bell Legacy Invite Track Meet is the result of many years of a collective vision to hold a home track invitational at our stadium facility. For IV Track, invitationals are one of the best ways to prepare our athletes for the district, regional, and state meets. Indian Valley is very proud to finally be able to host our own high school event. Coach Dave Buzz Bell has been a track fixture at IV for more than 24 years and could often be found at the pole vault pit or in the infield, running alongside his runners. Together with his wife, Diane, Indian Valley Track has been a strong and competitive fixture in the area for years. Coach Bell still donates his time today, helping our pole vaulters with his wealth of knowledge and experience. Not only does he work with our student athletes, but he's also a great sounding board for our current track coaches. Coach Bell's focus has not only pushed his athletes to excel on race day, but also mentored young men to become productive citizens in our community. Over his tenure, he has served in many different roles in our IV athletic programs. He has always emphasized the importance of hard work and being accountable. Thank you, Coach Bell, for your many years of commitment to our athletes and track program. We dedicate our invitational to you. Go Braves.
Kinsey Excavating and Trucking is a family-owned and operated business in New Philadelphia. KET is a general contractor. They provide services to commercial and municipal clients. They employ local union operators and laborers. KET is dedicated to providing outstanding work using the latest technology and employing local individuals to positively impact Tuscarawas County and the surrounding area. Kinsey Excavating and Trucking proudly supports the Indian Valley Local School District and wishes all area athletes, musicians, artists, and students a successful season.
Welcome back into the Dave Bell Legacy Invitational from Indian Valley High School Track and Field with Big Z Sports. Myself and Shannon Thomas going to be here with you throughout this evening as we are featuring all the events they got going on from this Invitational, and potentially we'll have to wait and see if we're able to or not check down maybe with one Adam Soweski, who's down there walking around as well. Adam, you know, you're walking around. I really appreciate the bucket hat that you pulled out. It makes it easy to spot down there.
Well, that's what I figured. It was a nice target for you to see. You know, a lot of people down here, so I wanted to stand out a little bit more if possible. I'm trying to find Jimmy McPeek, obviously the coach of Indian Valley. He's going to kind of lead me around. So what we need to do.
That is always that's probably a good. Yeah, find somebody who knows what they're doing. That's
yes, exactly. So yeah, we're you know, obviously we're going to do our best, and we'll be learning as we do it. But I think you know, we're off to a good start.
And we always have to say thank you to the people who make it possible. And this time around, the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club, our headline sponsor for this, making this happen. I know they were super, super excited about having the eyes on their program and all these area programs that are joining in as well. Some of our other sponsors jumping on for this. +2 New Philadelphia, Top Notch Auto, Unified Insulation, and Lutz Body and Paint, as well as Amici's Pizza, Kinsey Excavating, and Ron's Heating and Cooling. Those are the folks who are bringing you track and field right into your very own living room or on your phone screen, wherever it is you're watching today.
Yeah, just all of is either get to a meeting or make sure you eat dinner at a sporting event, because these concession stands are the Booster Club's biggest supporters. That's how they make the majority of their income, to buy your children new uniforms and new equipment and supply like new hurdles in these brand new stadiums and stuff. So make sure you support the Booster Clubs anytime you can, because Indian Valley students are lucky to have the Booster Club that they do.
They certainly are, and you can't come to a stadium without a hot dog, right? You got to have a hot dog.
Well, especially at Indian Valley, they got those all beef hot dogs, and you throw a little bit of that coney sauce on top of it. I better quit talking. We'll lose Adam. He'll bolt straight to that concession stand because he likes those all beef conies.
Well, it's funny you say that. I see a bucket hat walking towards the concession stand right now as we speak. As if you take a look at your screen, we're going to be bouncing around. We got a couple different cameras operating, obviously, as you see right now with the pole vault, everybody warming up as well. We're going to be trying to bring you shot put as well and discus, but again, as we've mentioned over there, kind of hard sometimes with the connection, obviously all of our equipment working wirelessly, and that's a decent ways away if you've ever been here to the stadium, and we're on the other side of the press box away from that, but I know we are going to get the view like that shot put right there. Long jump's going to be upcoming as well as everybody warming up with that. I think the challenge should be, Shannon, you should go out there and try one of these.
Well, if I'm going to challenge one, I'm probably going to have to go with the long jump, because I think I can run just enough speed to trip at the end and maybe clear about 4 feet.
Well, it goes all the way back to the farthest point back towards the line, right? So
yeah,
I mean,
that's why I'm saying 4 feet.
4 inches, maybe?
Well, it could be, but we'll leave it at that.
Well, none of us are doing sprinting, that's for sure. But of course, with all the events that are going to be upcoming, lots to watch at this point of the season. Moving towards the all-important goal that everybody has is making that state track meet and earning a place in the state track meet. And, every opportunity that you get in these invitationals or these meets, I mean, it's all learning experiences. It's all jumping off points moving forward. So, these athletes are going to be hungry to prove something today. Yeah,
they got to prove something today. And a lot of these athletes, they're still struggling to get to that mid-season stride, because the first part of this season has been nothing but rain and severe weather.
A lot of washouts.
So usually they don't cancel a lot of track meets, but some of that weather got so pretty severe that they had to cancel some track meets. So from here on out, it's time to get ready for districts, then regionals and state meet. And that when you get to these bigger invitationals, you bring in some of the better competition, and that's what Indian Valley wanted to do. They brought in a couple schools to challenge their athletes, and also at the same time recognize one of their long-term coaches here.
Yeah, and if you have never, I just want to talk a little bit about from the personal experience of my dealings with Mr. Bell. I still refer to him as that, one of my teachers from school. He is not the one who's going to want to be having the limelight in this, but there's a good reason that this invitational, this first ever invitational they're holding, has his name on it. I mean, he's synonymous with the success of Indian Valley track.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll go over some of the stuff later, but like right off the get-go, he's had so many state champions. Kayla Codwell was a 3-time state champion in the pole vault and a state runner-up. Josh Anderson, I believe, was their very first state championship here in the shot put. David Adams just won the state champion in the pole vault a couple years ago. Zach Love was a state champion. So there's other ones. We'll mention them throughout the broadcast, but he's had a lot of great athletes here.
Well, and funny enough, I'm looking over by the pole vault pit, and what we read earlier on is certainly true, because I see Coach Bell down there already standing by the pole vault pit. There's no surprise there at all. And we're really looking forward to being able to bring this to you again with all of our sponsors and doing this and kind of trying to delve into something new. And what? You had any background in anything track and field?
No, I never did track and field.
Thought maybe you were a thrower.
We did stuff in middle school and stuff. I did some throwing and stuff like that. But once I got to high school, I didn't do no track and field. I decided to play football and then get a job and pay for my car and my car insurance and stuff. So I couldn't do everything, but I played football.
Well, the one thing that is really cool looking around here with all these schools that are in attendance, realizing the amount of people that it takes to put all of an event like this together, there is a lot of support going on here from Jeanette Hutton. Very excited to be seeing that. And, running through just the schools that are going to be featured in today's meet. Obviously, Indian Valley as the host school for this invitational. Harrison Central is here. Barnesville, John Glenn, West Muskingum, Garraway, and I know I'm missing some of the other ones. Did I say John Glenn, Shannon? I think I did. And St. Clairsville as well, and along with, and I feel terrible because I don't have the other one in front of me, but obviously it's a packed house.
Yeah, and some of these schools, they probably left school a little early so they could get here in time. They had a little bit of a drive to get here. But the kids, they never complain about getting out of school early.
Not in the least. But again, it will be Indian Valley, Garraway, Harrison Central, West Muskingum, St. Clairsville, Barnesville, and John Glenn. Those are your schools competing today. And, thinking of this as the jumping-off point for the state tournament, you mentioned, or for the state championships, I should say, you mentioned about the getting into mid-season form. These kids, an opportunity like this, maybe a little bit less pressure on themselves. That they're still going to want to perform to their absolute best. Be that as it may, though, they're going to start identifying those things, and the coaches are going to do that too, all the little areas where they need to keep fine-tuning.
Yeah, and just for example, the other night I was here for a home track meet because my daughter is on the track team at Indian Valley, and just on the boys' side alone, my nephew Colton Thomas, who runs the hurl, he PR'd in that meet by 2/10. And I'm slipping my mind now. Tyson Pryor, first year doing track, sitting number 1 in the state right now with the highest jump and high jump, and he PR'd at 6'6". Just missed 6'8". Owen Faulkner and Grady Kinsey both PR'd in the 100-meter dash to pick up their best times of the year. So right there it is. We're hitting that mid-season stride, and 4 of their better athletes all PR'd on Tuesday night.
Well, we're going to see if anybody else is able to pull that off here throughout this evening with all of these schools in competition. Of course, if you have not done so yet, get subscribed to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. You get notified every single time that we go live, and you're going to be able to enjoy a whole bunch of great spring sports, just like this track and field invitational. The Bell Legacy Invite Track Meet here from Indian Valley. We are about to get underway. We'll step aside for just a few moments here, and when we return, we'll officially have track action from Janayton. Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications return after this.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Yurixville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza, with locations in West Lafayette and Janayton Hutton to serve you. Amici's Pizza offers your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. Right now at Amici's, with the purchase of a large or an extra large pizza at regular price, receive a free medium cheesy bread. Try one today in West Lafayette or Janayton Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison has been serving this great area since 1977. At Ron's, no matter what you need, they can handle it. From heating and cooling to standby Generac generators, water heaters, tankless water heaters, mobile home equipment, duct cleaning, and 24-hour no-heat service. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call 740-922-5252. Ron's Heating and Cooling proudly supports high school sports and would like to wish best of luck to all local athletes participating this season.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
It's the Dave Bell Legacy Invitational from Indian Valley High School, Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications, bringing you a track invitational here from lovely Janayton Hutton as we're getting set for our first events of the evening. I know, Shannon, we were just looking around here before we got everything underway and seeing how packed this place is. It's always a great thing to see.
Yeah, and the people are still coming in. A lot of people getting off work. Some people's got some drives and they're getting in here, and when Adam was walking out the gate there and we was talking about that all beef coney, he gave me the thumbs up that that's where he was headed, and I haven't seen him come back from the concession stand yet, so he's down there supporting the Booster Club, and we'll just have to wait and eat later.
We will, but that's okay. It'll be worth it when we get to that point. Well, they are starting things off with the girls 4x800 relay. That will be ongoing here. Of course, on later, you can expect later on with your high jump, with your long jump pole vault, and plenty of the other action on there through the track throughout the evening. Running through your starting list on the inner lane closest to the infield for Harrison Central. Leading things off for them, it's Gretchen Dolkowski for the senior. Then in your second lane from the outside of her, it's for Indian Valley, the freshman Jillian Welch. Barnesville, the freshman in Michaela Vitali, is there in the third lane. Fourth lane is Ashlyn Kuklicka from John Glenn. She's a freshman. West Muskingum freshman Alex Luckydo. And for Garraway, it is the senior Megan Schwartz. And if I butchered any of those names, I apologize already.
Yeah, and that'll be different for us. Usually when we got time, we get to a meet, we go and talk to the kids or the coaches, get pronunciations and names, and try to do it right. But everything was just kind of everybody getting here today and getting set up, and the kids were getting warmed up, so we really didn't have a chance to talk to a whole lot of people.
And leading things coming out of the first few turns, it is John Glenn at the front, the freshman Ashlyn Kuklicka, as she will get set later on here in just a little bit to hand off for the first time. But, you know, the thing that's always crazy about watching these distance races, Shannon, is, you know, the pacing that you got to put in it. I mean, we're talking about whoever's bringing up the rear, all of a sudden your team could be right up there in contention at the end.
Yeah, and with these distant races, you know, a lot of goes in with technique with the coaches. They have these runners placed where they think they need them to kind of offset what the other coaches are doing, and you can get a kind of a catch up in the back half with them.
Yeah, as the other runners now getting set for their teams to or their teammates to come up. Obviously, they're going across the backstretch. Still a decent lead out there for John Glenn, as the current running order for the Muskies is Kuklicka in first. In second place, Schwartz for Garraway. Then in third, trying to see, I can't actually tell. We should have brought binoculars, Shannon.
It looks like it might be the other, maybe another John Glenn team.
It possibly could be. I did not see if we had a second team that was entered for John Glenn, but regardless, I believe it is Kuklicka in first place.
No, that would be Indian Valley that's in third place.
Oh, okay. For some reason it looked purple. So for Indian Valley, Jillian Welch there in third, as she is about to be passed there by Michaela Vitali from Barnesville. And the first handoff is successful for the Muskies. Now taking things over for them will be Bree Wilfong, the senior, taking over in the baton for Garraway now. Their second runner is Ellie Goring, the junior. As for Barnesville, it will be the freshman Bonita Passmore. Right behind her for the Indian Valley Braves is the junior CC Champ. Then it is for Harrison Central. Hannah Grady, the sophomore, has taken over. Now coming up for West Muskingum is the freshman Claire McCabe. Those are all of your athletes out there on the track for the girls 4x800 relay, our first event of the Bell Legacy Invitational.
Yeah, and hopefully that they gave us the running order and the kids' names are in order they were supposed to get the handoff. But sometimes there are substitutions and stuff, so we might not have the right name, and we do apologize. We do apologize, but we will have the right school district.
We will get. So you know what? If you knew that they ran, hey, you know that they won. That's going to be the important part. A very nice lead that has been opened up here with Wilfong coming across here in front of the press box and heading up to the start-finish line to complete her first lap. Still in second place is Garraway in Goring. And looks like Indian Valley's taken over third, and Champ still almost neck and neck right now with Passmore of Barnesville.
So if you go off the seeds of how this race started, John Glenn come in, their best race of the year was 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And they're 30 seconds ahead of, you know, the next team's best PR. But that race for second place could get real interesting because Indian Valley and Barnesville are only within 6 seconds of each other this year with their PRs. But anything can happen to track and field. It just takes one little side stitch, and next thing you know, somebody's closing some ground.
You ever try to run with one of those? It's not very fun. Grady for Harrison Central's completed her lap, and now coming around for West Muskingum is McCabe to complete her first. And already into turn 3 is Wilfong for John Glenn, the senior. A lot of underclassmen in this race featured, freshmen, sophomore, all over the place. Obviously, these are going to be some of the competitors that down the road, you're probably going to be seeing their names again throughout today.
Yeah, some of these schools will face it against each other at the districts and down at regionals before they head on into state.
Strong finish there for Will Fong as she'll be coming up, and she will be handing off next to Kira Kaiser, the sophomore. For Garraway, Goring will be handing off to the junior, Mia Wengard. Barnesville takes over third here for the exchange as Passmore is going to hand off to junior Grace Starr. Then for the Braves of Indian Valley, the junior Maria Kefleitner. She will come in.
And I was just looking at the PRs. Every school has one listed except for Garraway. Garraway's sitting in second. That's why when I was saying the battle for second could get interesting, I wasn't even considering Garraway because they didn't have a PR down. I missed that one, but Indian Valley and Barnesville, I said, was only 6 seconds apart,
and they're keeping pace.
They're keeping pace with each other. So right now, this is John Glenn's race to lose. I mean, she's put a little bit more distance on them.
I will say Harrison Central closing a little bit of a gap there, as they are currently sitting in fifth. It was Kelly who's got the baton now. Also out there for West Muskingum, the senior, Sydney Bollinger. Last runners getting ready as the first lap is going to be completed for Kaiser. Obviously your test of endurance on these early relay races, the 4x800s. 2 laps around for anybody new to potentially to track. I think a quarter of a lap would be enough for me, Shannon.
Well, I'm getting tired watching them. I might have to go in and get a water real quick.
If you've come to a stadium and you've just stared at the track and you've thought to yourself, that doesn't seem that long, get down there on the surface and start running, and you tell me how long it is.
Just get down there and walk it one time.
There you go.
Especially today. I mean, if you're standing here, there's a nice breeze, so you're staying fairly cool, but that sun beating down on you, and that track's going to be just as warm coming up, and now these kids are running in it.
Of course, as you see on your screen right now, as the pole vaulters continue warming themselves up, getting ready for their events.
Yeah,
or pole vault. I'm sorry, long jump. I was looking at the wrong screen.
So I looked down to see pole vault, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't see anything on your screen. But the long jumps, I'm always fascinated to watch the long jumps. There's a couple of these kids that can really jump quite far in the long jump, and I know she's not here today, but one of the better long jumpers in our area is Lexi Tucci up there at Sandy Valley. She is a phenomenal jumper. She's fun to watch.
Coming around to complete the second lap is Kaiser. She'll hand it over to the senior in Laurie Bowman. As you might be hearing there from Diane Bell here for Indian Valley, the high jump getting checked in now for the boys. Boys 4x800 is upcoming as well. For Garraway handing off, it will be Wengard. She will give it to Natalia Flores. Then for Barnesville, who are sitting in third, Starr hands off to senior Mara Bethel. And for the Indian Valley Braves, handing it off, Kefleitner will give it to the freshman Amelia Smith. Another just a commanding lead right now for John Glenn. As you kind of alluded to there, Shannon, really their race to lose at this point. If you notice here, though, back for second place, Barnesville closing the gap to second.
Yeah, Barnesville has separated herself from Indian Valley and is now closing the gap in on Garraway. But like you said, John Glenn, she's 100 meters ahead of second place, so she's got a little bit of room. But at the end of the day, you're racing the clock. You want to beat your competition, but you're also racing that clock, because if you slow yourself down just to relax, it's not going to get you better for the end of the season.
Bauman with a very strong first lap, looking to keep stretching that lead out as she rounds turn 1 into 2. Of course, later on today, we will be having your other events like your discus, shot put, pole vault, long jump, hurdles, high jump. It is a long day with Big Z Sports here on our YouTube channel, and thanks so much for joining us. Of course, the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club helping make this possible, along with our other great sponsors that you can see on the bottom of your screen and throughout today. Whenever we can take breaks, but that's going to be few and far between, of course.
Yeah, one of those sponsors, Plus 2 in New Philadelphia, I know they have quite a few athletes down here at Indian Valley. They just recently opened that up there at Newtown Mall, and they'll work with any athlete. It don't have to be track and field. So if you're looking to get your son or daughter some speed training, go see the folks up there at Plus 2 in New Philadelphia.
Coming out of 4 and going to be picking up the win in the event. We'll have to see what the time is like. It will be Bauman to complete it for John Glenn. Blistering pace that the Muskies set in this one to pick up the win in the first event.
Yeah, and she's still got a pretty nice pace going on here with just about 20 meters to go. She's gonna finish strong.
Well, that's always what you look for, right? In the anchor, there's somebody to round out the race strong. We'll wait for official times, of course, as they come in. Finishing in second place with Garraway is Flores. Good showing for the Pirates, and it will be Barnesville who's going to capture third in Bethel as she will round it out. Garraway is across. Barnesville now coming up to the start-finish line. Coming out of 4 and coming down the front stretch will be Smith for Indian Valley to round this one out for the Braves. Great way to start from the Bell Legacy Invitational. Of course, we'll see what the boys are able to do in their 4x800. That's going to be upcoming. The teams participating will have 5 in that one. John Glenn, Indian Valley, Garraway, Garraway, Barnesville, and Harrison Central.
Yeah, and that's what nice when Indian Valley built this new stadium. They put in the state-regulated 8-lane track, so that way they can eventually try to host the districts here, get the bigger meets in here. And
I don't see why not. They got the room.
They got the facility to host it. They got plenty of parking here at the stadium, out behind the field house, over at the school. I mean, they got the facility to hold the district meeting, and it's pretty much centrally located among the districts, so it'd be a nice thing for anybody to be able to host that here.
We'll say going to be interesting with some of these times coming in. There is wind to the back of the runners today, well, at least as of right now.
Yeah, and that's something I didn't really pay attention to. That was a big thing in track and field. And then you watch some of these coaches at these colleges talk, and he's like, "Well, I hope they fire that gun soon. He's got a 4+ mile an hour wind at his back. He'll be able to pick up." And I'm thinking, does it really help that much?
Oh yeah.
And then they show his PR, and it's like, wow, it helped a good bit.
So Harrison Central comes home in 5th in that race, as I believe it was Miller to cross the line, and West Muskingum to round it out in Ayla Mowry, as that will wrap up the girls 4x800. As you see on your screen, the pole vaulters still getting ready to go over there. And you see to the left of your screen with the red hat, as you might have seen there, is, of course, longtime Indian Valley track coach Dave Bell. This event having his namesake.
Yeah, he'll be down there all day, and he's so fun to watch. And I've actually been at meets before where I will see him help kids from opposing teams because he just wants them to be better.
So your lane assignments. In lane number 1 is John Glenn and the sophomore Ethan Zell. Second lane at the start here is the junior for Indian Valley in Colton Smith. And then in the third lane for Garraway, the senior, Seth Zimmerman. Freshman, Joel Detling for Barnesville is in the 4th lane. And in the 5th lane on the outside, it's senior Aiden Hayes for Harrison Central. As we are officially underway. First time I ever came to a track event, Shannon, I did not know that you could merge your lanes. And I was thinking, why is everybody allowed to get out of the lane? I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's kind of neat when you really learn how track works and where they got to start at and where they got to merge at, and it's kind of really just a big old math class.
Well, there's a reason that they've got all the markers that they do on the track,
Yeah, and coming into this race, going off of the PRs right now, Garraway would be the favorite with an 8:43, and then Indian Valley with 8 minutes and 49 seconds. John Glenn with 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Barnesville at 9 minutes flat, and Harrison Central with a 9 minutes and 55 seconds. So this could be one of these races at the end. It's going to be who wants it more.
Well, it will be Zimmerman for Garraway to lead lap number 1. Zell for John Glenn is in 2nd. Close behind him is Smith for Indian Valley. In 4th is Hayes for Harrison Central, and at the back is Barnesville with Detling. Quite the early pace getting set.
Here's the official times for the girls 4x800 relay. John Glenn, 10 minutes and 19 seconds. Garaway, 10 minutes and 40 seconds. Barnesville, third with 10 minutes and 46 seconds. Indian Valley, fourth with 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Harrison Central, 11 minutes and 40 seconds. And then West Muskingum at 12 minutes and 19 seconds.
Don't you love technology, how quick we could get that?
Yeah, years ago you used to watch them down there, and all of a sudden somebody come and run up here with a piece of paper that a bunch of guys stood down there with stopwatches and took times.
So coming around out of turn 4 for the Pirates, still leading is Zimmerman. He will be handing off to the sophomore in Nick Palmer. Closing the gap is Zell for John Glenn to hand off to the senior Caden Lake. For Indian Valley, Smith will be handing off to junior Landon McPeek. Then it will be for Harrison Central. Hayes handing off to sophomore Tyler Garbrandt. And Barnesville actually closes the gap there to take fourth after the first 2 laps, as it will be Detling who will be handing off to junior Connor Starr. Just getting a little check-in there.
Yeah, we got everybody here from Indian Valley coming to make sure everything's going good for us and stuff. And they
very appreciated.
Multiple people have been out here to make sure that all of our links are working and we got anything that we need. So very, like you said, very much appreciative of the people here in Indian Valley.
You know how nice it is, too, the weather that we got today for this. It is perfect outside.
Typically, if me and you've been together this spring, we've got rained out and stayed at home.
We could not have asked for a better day. Garaway continues to lead here in the boys 4x800. As you see coming across the start-finish line right now, it is Palmer to complete his first lap. Not far behind is Lake for John Glenn. For the Braves, McPeek completes his first, and for Barnesville, Starr making up some ground.
I see over there at the long jump pit now they're officially taking measurements for the girls.
As we are getting some measurements, maybe we'll check down with Adam here in just a little bit.
The boys' high jump seems to be underway, but the way the high jump and stuff, the high jump and the pole vault work, you can decide when you want to check in on your height. So some of these kids won't jump until it gets to a certain height because you don't want to waste all your energy jumping low. You want to wait to know if you can clear 5'4", 5'6", and that's kind of where you want to come in at.
Definitely is on your screen again with the pole vaulters getting ready to go, and such a technical side on the track and field that, you know, I still have a hard time understanding exactly how in the world these athletes make it happen. Coming around and to hand off, it will be Palmer for Garaway. He'll hand off to sophomore Carter Travis. And McPeek has closed quite the gap there for Indian Valley as he will hand off to junior Max Kinsey. For Barnesville, Starr hands off to junior Braden Willis. So, and for John Glenn, it is Lake who handed off to senior Ian Davis. So this has tightened up a little bit more, Shannon.
Yeah, and it was interesting to watch McPeek run because I was here Tuesday night and McPeek actually hurt himself pole vault and had a little hamstring problem, I believe it was, and he ran that race. So not sure if he is going to pole vault today or not, but he just ran the 4x800 relay, so he did a nice job right there.
Garaway still leads coming out of 4. Indian Valley stands in second. Barnesville third. John Glenn fourth. Harrison Central in fifth. Always good to hear the encouragement from the faithful and the family and the friends here.
I'll tell you what, Max Kinsey is closing the gap on Garaway, and he's bringing some runners with him. They're kind of starting to track down a little bit.
Well, it's like, just for your reference, you as the racing fan that you are, it's just like drafting, right?
He's in the draft. they're hooked up.
Talladega's this weekend.
Yeah, and you know what happens at those drafting tracks? One person goes down, they all go down.
Well, let's not hope that happens. Oh, boy. Kinsey still trying to close the gap there for Indian Valley, but still with a good lead for Garaway is Travis, as he's going straight down the backstretch, about to enter turn 3. You see on your screen now the boys' shot put ongoing. Of course, we'll try to get results as they come in.
Yeah, Yeah, it's hard for us to get names all the way down there. We don't really.
We can't. My eyes aren't that good.
I guess we could hook the cell phone up. I know Daniel Adams is out there working it, and he helped Big Z Sports during football season, so we could put him on the phone and he could just talk us through it.
There you go. That's a good idea. Handing off for Garraway, Travis will give to senior Nathan Money. Then for Indian Valley, Kinsey is handing off to junior Joe Carlisle. See if Carlisle can close that gap more. Now for Barnesville, coming in third at this point, it's Willis handing off to junior Devin Crumbaker. Not far behind them for John Glenn. Senior Ian Davis hands off to freshman Cade Ritchie. And it will be Bryce Wallace, the senior for Harrison Central, to hand off to sophomore Michael Stock.
Carlisle, he's a pretty phenomenal runner here in Indian Valley, so he's got a nice little gap. He's going to have to close it up, so we'll see if he can get it done. Harrison Central coming down. He'll be handing off to his fourth runner right here as the leaders are catching him.
That is one heck of a pace right now that Bunny for Garraway is setting.
You know, and the interesting part is not only do you got to stay focused and control your breathing, but you can't drop that baton. You drop that baton and it bounces out of your lane, you're disqualified. Looks like Garraway was able to sustain the pace, and Carlisle might have just lost a little bit of ground to him.
I think I've got a new idea, Shannon. I'm going to let you handle results when they come in, because you on your iPad, I think, is going to have better success than me on my phone. See, it's the learning process that we're figuring out.
Yeah, it's when I was leaving the house, I thought, do I got everything? I thought, you know what, I better grab that iPad. I could use something that's a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to push with my fingers. See athletic director Nick Swaldo down there setting up hurdles, and Coach Jimmy McPeek, Coach Tom Klassner.
Well, they say it takes a village, right, to get things to work.
Yeah, and these guys all know they can set all the way out up to 2 lanes, so they get it done quick. That way they keep this thing moving.
So for Garraway, coming around is the senior in Money. Looking to finish strong.
Yeah, if he can just keep that pace right there, he should be able to, I don't want to say cruise to victory, because he's going to have to work for it. But it looks like the kid from John Glenn here has kind of put a little run together, and he's trying to catch Carlisle there for second place.
So it will be Money for Garraway and Carlisle for Indian Valley. They go 1-2. Then for John Glenn, Ritchie comes home in the third position. For Barnesville, Crumbaker will cross the line, and it will be Stock to round things out for Harrison Central as he comes around for his second lap. So that is the boys 4x800. We'll await the official results with the times, and coming up it will be the girls' 100-meter hurdles, which if you haven't known too much track and stuff before, you've realized now that this one's going to go just a little bit quicker than the 4x800.
Yeah, the girls' hurdles and the boys' hurdles will go pretty quick, and then after that we'll have the 100-meter dash for boys and girls.
Still ongoing is that long jump down there that you see on your screen, the high jump ongoing as well for the boys. I was going to ask where Adam Sawieski is. Oh, he's still down there. So in your lane assignments, coming up for the girls' 100-meter hurdles. Lane 3 will be freshman Tegan Parks for Harrison Central. They also have the junior Kennedy Dunlap. She'll be in lane 4. Lane 5, sophomore from St. Clairsville, Olivia Perzanowski. And the sophomore for West Muskingum, Mariah Hill, will be in lane 6.
Yeah, now each of these schools in these invitationals for these shorter running events will get to bring 2 athletes, and they're all seeded by time, so they'll put the top 8 and the fastest will all go to one, and then the remainders will be in the other one. So we won't know the official times or official winners or places until after both heats have run.
Of course, you see all the athletes getting ready to go here out of the starting blocks. Have you ever tried to get out of starting blocks before, Shannon?
No.
I don't think I could do it.
It's to the point that I've got to the age now, it's tough sometimes to bend over and tie a shoe.
You would find a way maybe for 2 blown Achilles at the same time. That's what I'd be worried about. Well, I'll go ahead and check down in for the first time today, if he can hear me, with Adam Seweski, who's standing down there at field level. Not sure if Adam's got his radio on or not. Doesn't appear so. Never mind. I won't be doing that.
I lost the hat. I don't even know where he's standing at.
He's over there by the sign over there in the corner. Of course, another big thank you to all of our presenting sponsors, the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club, making this happen today, as well as Plus 2 New Philadelphia, Lutz Body and Paint, Unified Insulation, and Top Notch Auto, as well as Ron's Heating and Cooling, Amici's Pizza, and Kinsey Excavating.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Lutz Body and Paint. My daughter, her car was getting some water in it. I went down there and seen him the other day, told him what I thought it was. He thinks he fixed it, and when I'm telling you it was getting water in it, if we got rain, we was getting 3 gallons of water in the back seat. Turns out that there was a luggage rack bolt in the top of the roof. He pulled the luggage rack off for me. Fair price. Nice job by Steve Lute and his staff down there.
Be sure to check out Lutz Body and Paint sometime then. All your auto body work needs. So the 100-meter getting lined up here for the girl. 100-meter hurdles, I should say, getting lined up here for the girls.
The boys' official results for the 4x8. Garraway comes across with a time of 8 minutes and 36 seconds. Indian Valley second with 8 minutes and 45 seconds. John Glenn, 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Barnesville, 8:54. And Harrison Central, 10:08.
Thank you for that, Shannon. As the girls getting lined up now, your far lane from us up here is going to be Parks for Harrison Central. Dunlap beside her teammate, she's in lane 4. Przanowski for St. Clairsville lines up in lane 5. And in lane 6 for West Muskingum, it's Maria Hill. As getting out to an early lead, Przanowski. She'll maintain that lead and will finish strong, and a close battle for second there. I believe Hill might have got him from West Muskingum. Looked like Parks in third and Dunlap in fourth for the Huskies.
You know, I was sitting here and I was watching the screen, and then I was watching Logan McPeek over here. His job might have just been as tough as the hurdlers because he was zoomed in, and then he's got to come out and follow those girls, and he did a pretty good job.
So now it'll be a full race this time. Sophomore Ava Leisure for Barnesville. Second lane number 2 is the junior for Indian Valley, Brooklyn Myers. Third lane, Ellie Johnson, the junior for Garraway. Fourth lane for Barnesville senior, Ayla Yater. Then fifth lane, Ava Crum, the sophomore from St. Clairsville. John Glenn, sophomore in Tegan Walrath. Lane 7 for John Glenn, Courtney Barnhart. And lane 8, closest to us, Gianna Miles, the freshman for Indian Valley. And I hope I said her first name right.
It's Gianna.
Gianna. I did say it right.
Yeah. So when you do these lane assignments, they go off to sea, they put the fastest one in the center, and they work their way out going back and forth. So Barnesville runner Yater, she comes in with a 17:23, and then Crum from St. Clairsville with a 17:36, and then Johnson with a 17:41 for Garraway, and then Walworth for John Glenn with a 17:52, and Brooklyn Myers for Indian Valley with a 17:53. So that group right there in the center, this could be a race.
We're expecting some good things here. Girls getting set. Jumping out to a lead after the first few hurdles. It's pretty close so far with Myers up front as we got one runner down. Myers, she's got the lead midway through, but closing the gap from the middle is going to be Yater. It's going to be close. At the line, it looks real close. Yater and Myers were right up there up front. Not sure who took it.
Yeah, I think Yater got her on those last 2 hurdles. She was able to close the gap a little bit, and it's going to be interesting to see those times come in.
Great race there for the girls' 100-meter hurdles. And coming up next, it's the boys' 110-meter hurdles. We got 3 to run at the start. Sophomore Chevy McCoy, he'll be in lane 3, from West Muskingum. Freshman from Barnesville, Colt Detling. He's in lane 4. And lane 5, the junior from St. Clairsville, Drew Gasberg. Of course, there on your screen, the long jump again. We'll be waiting for some of those early results coming. Also, the boys' high jump is ongoing. Have to wait and see with some of the numbers coming in there from early on, as they've gotten, we'll say, pretty high, Shannon. We don't know exactly how high, but
yeah, we'll have to talk them into down the road if we continue to get involved in these track meets. Might have to put like a little.
We need spotters.
Well, you just need a card down there, the ones like you flip when you're doing the old volleyball scores way. And you can just flip it over 6 foot 6 inches, and that way all we got is look down there and see it.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick 60-second timeout here. Big Z Sports will return for more from the Bell Legacy Invitational after this.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Janaden, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering an experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment. Whether your vehicle needs routine maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook or call them at 740-561-4100.
Back to the Bell Legacy Invitational, getting set for the boys' 110-meter hurdles.
You know, we talking about how close that 100-meter hurdles was?
It was very for the girls.
And I was wrong.
It was Myers who took
Myers took the win with a 17:38. Yater comes in at a 17:39.
Oh, boy. Of course, Indian Valley has the electronics scoring and timing here. And I will say it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, so Myers from Indian Valley picks up the win, 17:38. Yater of Barnesville second, 17:39. Walworth from John Glenn, 17:50 in third place. Crum from St. Clairsville, 17:74. Gianna Miles from Indian Valley fifth, 17:97. And the other runners are getting in the blocks down there, and I don't want to miss something.
So it will be just a three-man race here.
They're still warming
up.
up.
They're still warming up. So go ahead, continue what you were saying.
Perzanowski, is that how you said that?
I said that. I hope that's right.
So Perzanowski from St. Clairsville, 18:12. Ellie Johnson from Garraway, she was also in 18:12, so they go to a little more advanced timing, and Perzanowski gets the sixth place. Barnhart from John Glenn was in eighth, 18:21. Hill from Muskingum, 18:91. Parks from Harrison Central, 18:97. And Dunlap from Harrison Central with a 19:18.
Thank you for that, Shannon. Good stuff there. As preparing now for the boys' 110-meter, it will be McCoy in lane 3 from West Muskingum, Detling from Bardesville in lane 4, and Gasper in lane 5 from St. Clairsville. As I take that back, we've only got two going. It will be Gasper who has the lead. As Gasper crosses the last two hurdles, and he will cross the start-finish line with McCoy coming home in second. So for the boys' 110-meter hurdles, their second race here. Lane 1 for senior for John Glenn, Cameron Barnhouse. Junior for Barnesville in lane 2, Eli Messinger. Then it's senior for St. Clairsville, Colton Westlake in lane 3. Senior for Indian Valley, Colton Thomas is lane 4. Lane 5, senior for John Glenn, Cash Smith. Then the sophomore for Harrison Central, Bo Rinks, he's in the sixth lane. And then Carson Hostetler, the freshman for Indian Valley, is lane 7.
Yeah, I got a little bit of interest in this one with my nephew Colton.
I'll handle it from here. I'll let you just watch.
Yeah, so let Colton run it. But Colton is the fastest one with his PR, 14:67 on the season. That sits him fourth in all of Division II after this week. And then the next would be Cash Smith from John Glenn with a 15:13. Colton Westlake from St. Clairsville with a 15:21. Bo Rinks from Harrison Central with a 15:84. Messenger with a 16:05. Those are the early seeds. That's how they determine their stuff. And I see Colton was down there warming up, and Coach Klassner's already got him down there, giving him some different instructions.
So what you're saying is Colton's got his track legs under him, not his football legs.
Yeah, Colton's been working hard with Coach Klassner and at +2 up there in New Philadelphia. He's Colton never ran track till he got to high school. His freshman year, he decided to teach himself how to run the hurdles.
So farthest in, it's going to be Barnhouse, Messenger, Westlake, Thomas, Smith, Rinks, and Hostetler. As everybody gets set in their blocks, waiting for the starting pistol. Out of the blocks, Thomas is out to an early lead. Coming up behind him for St. Clairsville is Westlake. On the inside is going to be Hostetler, the freshman for Indian Valley. He's closing the gap, but it is going to be Braves, Red Devils, Braves out of that one.
Yeah, nice job with Carson Hostetler there to come in third. You know, he's only a freshman for Indian Valley, and working out with Colton and Coach Claxon, he's really starting to come on.
So we'll wait for the official times from that race as Colton Thomas picks up the victory there for Indian Valley. We'll go ahead and step aside again for just a little while here as they clear the track. Coming up next out of this break, it will be the girls' 100-meter dash. Stick around. Big Z Sports is back after this.
Live more comfortably this winter with the help of Unified Insulation Systems. Unified Insulation Systems is a full-service insulation and weatherization provider that can show you how to properly insulate your home or business. With good insulation from Unified Systems, you can prevent your gutters from freezing and get rid of your high-energy bills. Call Jeremiah Thomas today for your free quote at 330-773-7377 or visit unifiedinsulation.com. Call Unified Insulation Systems today, your most trusted name in insulation.
Lutz Body and Paint, located at 7573 Wolf's Crossing Road in Jenaten Hutton, is there for you when a never-planned auto collision repair is needed. Lutz Body and Paint performs the auto body and painting services needed to get your vehicle back to looking showroom new in a timely manner at a reasonable price and provides free estimates. Lutz Body and Paint is a proud supporter of the Indian Valley School District and wishes best of luck to the Braves athletes participating in tonight's game.
Back to the Bell Legacy Invitational as we're getting set for the girls' 100-meter dash here. As we are trying to get some updated scoring here from your long jump. And Adam Soweski, you got it. It's like your sidelines in basketball again.
I am. It's sidelines in track. I never thought I would say those words. But, yeah, currently there's only a few jumps left. Carson Hostetler, who just ran the 100-meter hurdles there, he's got 2 jumps left. He's the leader in the clubhouse, per se, at 18-2. Bo Rinkus from Harrison Central is currently sitting at 18-1. He also has a jump remaining. So it's going to come down to those remaining jumps, and that'll actually close out long jump activity tonight.
Well, we just saw Hostetler and Rinkus there in the 110 hurdles.
And that's why they're patiently waiting for him here.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Adam. The girls' 100-meter dash is now underway, or going to be underway. Zoe Whipkey from Harrison Central, Tylen Smith from Harrison Central, Cheyenne Brodzinski from Burnsville, Lainey McDaniel from Indian Valley, McKenna Freeman from Indian Valley, and Kylie Miller. As jumping out, and looks like she's going to be taking it, is Brodzinski. Closing the gap there on the inside is Miller from Garraway, and a close finish there for second. As in the middle for Indian Valley, I believe it was McDaniel who closed that gap there at the end. So that looks like that is going to be your top 3.
Here's the results of the boys' 110-meter hurdles. Indian Valley's Colton Thomas picks up the win with a 14.80. Colton Westlake from St. Clairsville was second with a 15.80. Carson Hostetler, Indian Valley, 15.95 in third place. Fourth place, Bo Rinkus, 16.50. There they were back-to-back in the hurdles, and they're back-to-back in the long jump. And then it would be Cash Smith from John Glenn in fifth with a 16.89. Eli Messenger in sixth with a 16.97. Cameron Barnhouse from John Glenn was seventh with a 16.98. Drew Gasper for St. Clairsville, 18.48, and rounding out with Chevy McCoy at the 2017.
Thank you for that, Shannon, as we are getting set for another girls 100-meter. It will be sophomore from John Glenn, Maya Warner on the inside closest to the infield. For West Muskingum, Jaden Weingardner. St. Clairsville freshman Kaylee Schaefer's in the third lane. Senior for St. Clairsville, Emma Henry in the fifth lane. Junior for West Muskingum, Molly Spiker. Then Garraway in the sixth lane, and Ellie Johnson. It is Riley Zemensky for John Glenn in the lane 7. Then Ava Sabutka, the junior for Barnesville, is in the closest lane to us.
Keep an eye on Henry there in lane 4. She is a second and a half faster. And
Well, sure enough there, Shannon, you couldn't have said that, queued that up any better, as it is going to be Henry who is breaking out to that big lead as she'll cross the start-finish line. Very close finish there for second and third. But if I'm not mistaken, it is Zemensky for John Glenn. Then I think it would have been Schaefer for St. Clairsville, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I kind of remember watching that Henry girl run down there at regionals last year. And
very smooth.
She doesn't even look like she's working hard.
So the next event that is going to be up here is the boys 100-meter now. Cole Francis, the freshman from Barnesville, closest to the infield. Evan Rector, the junior for John Glenn. Vito Parziali, the sophomore for Harrison Central. I know I butchered that. Then the junior for Barnesville, Carter Caplet. Junior for Garaway, Van Tango. And then the junior for Garaway, Luis Wall. So we'll also have to wait and see. We'll also have to wait and see if we can get any updates for the shot put and the discus ongoing. Of course, as we said already, we attempted to get the cameras back there for that, but unfortunately, just due to the distance and the interference we got for our wireless cams, unable to bring you much of that. Did get some shot put shots there. Yeah,
this day and age, you can't use some of the cameras with the 300 feet of cords. It would be just
two in the way.
I guess 300 feet. That's a lot more than 300 feet.
300. Well, it's 300 meters. Maybe it's pretty close, probably.
But that's just a little bit out of our price range to go and buy all that stuff. We'll stick where we're at and continue to bring you a great product.
Of course, a big thank you to the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club making this happen and leading. And coming in for the boys 100-meter, it is going to be Caplet. Coming home in second place for Harrison Central is Parziali. I hope I'm saying that right. We'll have to wait and see who got third, but a very good performance there for Caplet, who wins that going away. Up next, Jax Prang is on the lane number 1, closest to the infield, sophomore from West Muskingum. Gage Wolf, the junior from St. Clairsville. Grady Kinsey, sophomore for Indian Valley. Owen Faulkner, junior for Indian Valley. Lane Kennedy for the junior from West Muskingum. Dino Burke, junior from St. Clairsville. Reese Metzger, sophomore from John Glenn. And Michael Keto, junior from Harrison Central. Those are lanes 1 through 8.
Still waiting on the results from the girls' 100-meter dash.
It was pretty close. Have to see who close there. I think it was for third place, Shannon.
Yeah, 3 kids in this race right here that I know for sure you got to watch for is Faulkner, Kennedy, and Kinsey.
Well, and they just so happen to be in the middle lanes.
Yeah, and to tell you how close they are, Faulkner's PR is 11:23. He runs for Indian Valley. And then Lane Kennedy for West Muskingum, his PR is 11:24. And then Grady Kinsey for Indian Valley, his PR is an 11:34 on the season. So this race right here is going to be a good one.
Saying I'm not going to be able to call it who's going away quite as easy, right?
Well, I was kind of hoping you'd try to keep pace with them.
If they only got 100 meters, how am I supposed to do that? As everyone's in the starting blocks. Of course, another big thank you to the Indian Valley High School for all their hospitality and hosting us for this invitational. As we are underway, the boys 100-meter, Faulkner in the middle looking to break out to a lead, but it is Wolf who is matching him stride for stride. Then coming up on the inside is Kennedy for West Muskingum, but it looks like Faulkner is going to take home the win. Wolf and Kennedy very close for second and third place.
You know, Faulkner, man, he just put down a pretty good pace right there. I'm kind of curious to see what his time is. He might have PR'd again. He got out of the block strong.
He seemed to have it pretty much from the whole shot, as he seemed to have a step on everybody. Up next will be the girls' 4x200-meter relay, so everybody, you can take a little bit more of a breath, a little bit longer events now going on. Of course, you see the boys 100-meter finishers there waiting for their results.
Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
I have another update from the field now.
Perfect. Wherever you are.
I'm right here. I'm right here in front of you.
I was going to say, look, man, look, right here is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, as they're getting ready to do the ceremony thing, Caden Hostetler did end up winning the long jump with his 18.2. He did not have to run the third or fourth jump. Bo Rinkus had an outstanding jump. Unfortunately, his toe was just over the plate.
Just a bit of a fault.
Yeah, so his legs got a little too loose, I think, in that track event there.
Thank you for that, Adam.
So that was Carson Hostetler.
Carson, okay. I figured I'd jack that up from there to here.
Well, you got to remember, Caden Hostetler was a former Big Z Sports Player of the Year in football a few years ago.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I don't believe they're related, but
I'm not sure.
In the same area.
So we are going to have something that's very special here that Indian Valley is going to be doing here in just a little bit.
I know that they're still jumping down there, the high jump, and I think Tyson Pryor from Indian Valley is about ready to go.
And sure enough, looks like Tyson is about ready to go, as he will get set for his go. Is up first, and Shannon, you're going to be better than I am. I can't tell for Indian Valley. I should recognize from the hair, he was in the boys 4x800.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Carlisle. And it must have been a good jump because I seen the coach pump his fist and I seen the ball bounce up and down. And I talk so much about those all beef conies. Steve Carlisle, the president of the Indian Valley Booster Club, just showed up with some all beef conies.
Shannon planned that. As it looks like now at the midfield stripe, they are going to have a recognition here. And pretty cool recognition that they are going to be bringing, because after what this is, this whole event is about, they are recognizing longtime Indian Valley coach Dave Bell. He's out there with his wife Diane, and can't tell who's to his right though, Shannon. But
to his right, that would be Josh Anderson, I believe.
You're right.
The first ever state champion for Indian Valley in track and field under Coach Bell.
Oh, really cool stuff, though, that they are honoring Coach Bell here for this namesake invitational. I know quite a list of accomplishments that he had throughout his career, whether both as an athlete and as a coach.
Yeah, his team finished fourth at the state meet in 1998. Kayla Codwell was a three-time state champion in the pole vault. Underneath him, she was also a state runner-up. Josh Anderson was a state champion in the shot put. He got fourth in the disc in 1998. Shawn Jones, he was a state champion in the 800 meter, second and fourth in the 800 in 2008, 2010. Zach Love was a state champion in the pole vault. Then he got fourth and fifth in the pole vault. David Adams, which they call him Davey, but David Adams was a state champion in the pole vault. Got fifth also in the pole vault. Dominic Bell, state runner-up in the pole vault, and got sixth in the pole vault. Jeremiah Johnson, state runner-up in the pole vault. Jeb Gooding, state runner-up in the pole vault. Ryan Rafael, state runner-up in the high jump. And Chad Thomas was a five-time national pole vault champion at Muskingum University. The coach has had 31 state placers under his tenure, and and if you noticed anything, a lot of those was pole vaults. I mean, outstanding pole vault coach.
Speaking of pole vault, we completely missed this. Also standing down there at midfield is Kayla Caldwell, the three-time state champion, of course, here for Indian Valley under head coach Dave Bell. And for anybody who does know Coach Bell, or Buzz, as they better know him as, I'm sure that this is something that's, chewing at his skin almost, thinking, oh, man, I don't want to have to be out here doing this, but it's well-deserved.
He does not want to be down there right now. He'll tell you from the get-go this has never been about him. It's always about his kids. A couple years ago when David Adams won the state title in pole vault, I did a Facebook Live down here with David, and we tried to get Coach Bell to stop, and he stopped long enough to wave and say, congratulations, Davey, I'll talk to you later, and he was gone out of the parking lot again.
So now we are going to continue on with our events, looking over there at the high jump for Indian Valley. Carlisle and Pryor are still lined up, so I guess they're the ones going head-to-head right now, Shannon?
Yeah, there might be another kid or two that have checked in, but or he's got to come back. Some of the kids have to check out to go do another event, so with not having live scoring for that, it's hard for us to keep up with it.
So it is the girls 4x200 that's going to be ongoing here in the relay. Lane closest to the infield. It is going to be Dylan Dietz, the freshman for Garraway. Then for Indian Valley, it is the junior Briley Swaldo. She's in lane 2. Barnesville, Ayla Yater, the senior. And in lane 4 for John Glenn, Riley Zemensky, the junior. Lane 5 for St. Clairsville. It is going to be Olivia Perzanowski, the sophomore. For West Muskingum, the sophomore, Mariah Hill. She's in lane 6. Then in the 7th lane for Harrison Central, Kendall Hercules, the junior. I do believe, Shannon, that we do have West Muskingum in there as well. Unfortunately, I do not see the names on there for them.
Quick rundown of the 100-meter dash for the girls. Emma Henry from St. Clairsville won it with a 12:66. Kaylee Schaefer was second from St. Clairsville, 13:49. Riley Samansky from John Glenn, who is an outstanding basketball player, was third.
Hill for West Muskingum has the lead, but coming up on the inside is Perzanowski for the handoff. As that one's pretty much neck and neck here as we go past get the first handoff. And a good lead to start off here. It will be Delaney Florence, the senior for St. Clairsville, who has the lead. Pardon me, take that back. It's Haley Scheid, the junior for West Muskingum, who has the lead. Behind her is going to be Delaney Florence, the senior for St. Clairsville. Looks like West Muskingum, I've got this all butchered, Shannon. We'll wait till they come out around turn 4.
Yeah, this is where it gets tough because now the lanes will all start to level out right here as they come out of turn 4. Then you'll have a better idea who is going to be where.
All right, that helps a lot more. As coming around on that out of turn 4, up front it's John Glenn, St. Clairsville right beside him. Faith Saxton is going to be the one for the Muskies, who looks like she's going to cross in first right behind her. And a close finish in second place was Brindley Newton. We'll have to see who came home in third. I missed out on that. That was we had a harder time keeping up with the 4x200.
Yeah. so we'll go back to the girls' 100-meter dash real quick. Emma Henry from St. Clairsville, 12:66. That was the winning time. Her teammate Kaylee Schaefer was second with a 13:49. Riley Samansky for John Glenn was third with a 13:50. Molly Spiker, West Muskingum, 13:61. Cheyenne Brudazinski, 14:03 from Barnesville in fifth. Sixth was Ellie Johnson with a 14:10 from Garaway. Jaden Weingartner from West Muskingum was seventh with a 14:33. And Ava Sabutica? I'll go with Sabutica.
Whatever you go with, man. We're going to butcher
Ava
it no matter what.
Sabutica from Barnesville was eighth with a 14:36, and that was the girls' times.
The starters for the boys. Oh, go ahead, Shannon, if you got the other one.
The boys' 100-meter was Owen Faulkner with a time of 11:40 for Indian Valley. Second was Gage Wolf with St. Clairsville, 11:50. Third was Lane Kennedy, West Muskingum, 11:52. Fourth was Dino Burke, 11:57. He was from St. Clairsville. Fifth was Grady Kinsey of Indian Valley with 11:80. Sixth was Jax Prang from West Muskingum, 11:88. Reese Metzger from John Glenn with a 12:12 was seventh. And rounding out the scoring in eighth place was Carter Caplet with a 12:13. He was from Barnesville.
Thank you for that, Shannon. The boys 4x200. Inner lane is going to be Garaway. And Braylon Books, the freshman, is going to be their first runner. Vito Parziali for Harrison Central in lane 2. For Indian Valley, Colton Thomas in lane 3. West Muskingum, Jax Prang for West Muskingum in lane 4. Then Cam Carpenter for Barnesville is in lane 6. And in lane 7, it's Reese Metzger, the sophomore for John Glenn. We'll see if we can keep up with this a little bit better this time on all the handoffs, Shannon.
Yeah, in this race, John Glenn has got the fastest time by a couple seconds over everybody. Then the next 3 schools or 4 schools are within less than 2 seconds of each other. So this is going to be an interesting race.
We're not even going to try to begin to tell you who is in the lead. We'll see as everything stabilizes, as Shannon had mentioned. We'll see who's the first to make it to the handoff. Boy, very close there. Looked like Thomas for Indian Valley was close, handing it off to Reese St. Clair. Also for John Glenn, Reese Metzger handing off to Jordan Brothers. Almost looked simultaneous. Instead, I take that back as having a big lead right now for St. Clairsville. Don't actually have their numbers down on who is running for St. Clairsville, but they appear to have the lead there in the third handoff.
Yeah, according to mine, it's Delaney Florence was the second handoff. This third handoff for St. Clair's will be Ava Boriski. I don't know.
You're on the girls.
I'm on the girls. How did I get on the girls?
St. Clairsville still with the commanding lead entering the middle, the second turn. They're going into turn 4. Behind them is going to be West Muskingum, as it will be Lane Kennedy who's running for the Tornadoes, and for Indian Valley closing the gap, Owen Faulkner, here he comes. St. Clairsville wins going away. West Muskingum looks like they are going to be in second place. Faulkner closed quite the gap to get third for Indian Valley. Barnesville comes home in fourth. McFarland finishes strong. Looks like Garraway on the inner lane. Brady Geibel.
First call, girls, 4 by 100-meter run.
As a close finish there for a couple of those spots, but Faulkner and his teammates, they made up about 2 or 3 spots there, Shannon, after that second handoff.
Yeah, they did a nice job right there. There might have been a little bit of bobble in that first handoff between Thomas and St. Clair, but St. Clair's just a freshman, and he's getting used to some of these upperclassmen who have been running this, and so they got to get all those little things worked out, because in a relay race, once you get to the end of the season stuff, that split second could determine if you're going to the district or not.
On your screen now, the girls' shot put is ongoing out there on the other side of the facility. Unfortunately, as we've already said, having a hard time trying to bring that to you due to our wireless connection.
Yeah,
things we're learning.
We switched over just in time to watch Tyson Pryor from Indian Valley clear the bar with ease down there, so I'm not sure what the height is down there at the bar.
I'm not really sure. We could try to see if Adam could get down there and figure that out, wherever he did go.
He's over here. I could hold this all beef coney up and guide him that way.
For some reason. Hey, there's Adam. Sorry about that, Adam. Go ahead. We lost connection to you for some reason. Oh, I thought he had his mic in his hand. Never mind. As Tyson Pryor, you said clearing that bar there, him and Carlisle were going back and forth there a couple different times, and I'm not sure what height they're at now.
Well, they moved the bar up, so it looks like Tyson is the only one left, and he'll continue to jump to try to set his PR and stuff.
So it will be the girls' 1,600 now. Bree Wilfong for John Glenn. Ayla Mowry for West Muskingum. Rami Padilla for St. Clairsville. Kira Kaiser for John Glenn. Natalia Flores from Garraway. Michaela Vitali from Barnesville. Maya Wengard from Garraway. Hannah Grady from Harrison Central. Delaney Jenkins, the junior from Barnesville. Kendall Saul from St. Clairsville. Maria Kafleitner from Indian Valley. Sydney Bollinger from West Muskingum. Jillian Welch from Indian Valley. And Lillian Renner from Harrison Central. Good luck trying to keep everybody straight on who's going to be the one who wins this, though, Shannon.
So I just got a text from Indian Valley head coach Jimmy McPeek. They just moved the high jump bar to 6 foot 6 inches. So this is what Tyson's PR is.
Mm-hmm.
The other night he got it with ease and then went out on 6'8".
We'll have to wait and see as Pryor leaps and just can't quite clear it. Good showing for Tyson, though, after having never done this before.
Yeah, and he gets 3 attempts at that, so he'll go over there. The biggest thing is being new to this track thing, he's got to learn to go over and just calm down for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just rush it and want to go again.
I'll go to Tyson as soon as they come around the third turn.
Girls' 1,600 meter is ongoing. As you see, again, shot put going on outside of the facility here. Shannon, let's be honest. If you and I were going to do anything, we'd probably have the most success at shot put because we can throw our weight around is how we'd have to say it.
It would be shot put as long as our rotator cuffs.
Rotator cuff, UCL, what else? Bicep, tricep.
I want no part of the discus throw.
So it looks like in the lead for the 1,600 right now is the pair of runners for John Glenn, Bree Wilfong and Kira Kaiser.
And it looks like Tyson Pryor cleared the 6 foot 6 inches, so they'll move it up now to 6'8".
All right, we'll wait and see how Tyson does there. As you see on your screen, keep you updated on that 1600. We're going to be a little while on that. What a difference, for these girls and for these boys, these distance runners. And, you look at this early on in this pace and you're thinking, oh, man, they're just barely moving and everything. But you move it on down the line and we're coming up to the finish. You know how much these girls are going to kick it into gear, Shannon.
Yeah, and this is it right now. You got to get out and you got to set a pace that you want to feel comfortable at, but yet just a good enough pace to make somebody chase you. That way you still have some in the tank, and then, they use theirs up. And some girls and boys have gotten good at it over the years to where they will sit behind you and push you to a pace that you can't run. So it's interesting to see what happens when that last lap starts.
Tyson getting ready for his next jump. It looks like Carlisle down with him. Adam.
Yeah, he's going to get out. He's going up to 6'7" now.
6'7". Thank you for that, Adam, as it's still the pair of John Glenn runners out front, I should say, in Will Fong as well as Kaiser. Not far behind, though, Padilla for St. Clairsville. I believe that's Padilla for St. Clairsville. Or it's Saul. We don't know which one is which.
Yeah, and we'll go with whatever you say.
I think it's Saul. We'll find out later when somebody tells us, who are you talking about?
And it's fine, because if we butcher it, it'll be on YouTube forever.
Forever, of course. Pryor getting ready for his high jump attempt again here. As you see the lead pack that had just come around. They were on the back stretch. Pryor getting set for a attempt at 6'7", which, again, for people who might be new to high jump, 6'7". Think of the person you've seen that stands 6'7". We're talking about clearing them. Pryor gets his run up and just can't quite clear it as he just clips. Close.
So he'll have one more shot at 6'7", and that will be a new PR for him if he gets it.
Guys, standing down here, it's extremely, extremely close.
Mm-hmm.
I think the shorts were what caught the bar on that one.
Well, Adam, why don't you go show them how it's done?
What's that?
Why don't you go show them how it's done?
I can run under 6'7".
You can play limbo with that.
That would be the perfect limbo bar for me. Wouldn't hurt my back. It's perfect.
John Glenn still out in the lead on the 1600 in both Wilfong and Kaiser. They have been close the entire time. Saul is right behind him. Barnesville, their runner, and I believe it's Jenkins. She's in fourth. Pair of Garraway runners in both Flores and Wengard close to each other. Then for West Muskingum, it's either Bollinger or Mowry. We apologize. We don't know which one is which.
All right, so for the results for the girls 4x200 relay, John Glenn picked up the win with a time of 1:54. St. Clairsville was second with a time of 1:54. So actually it was 1:54.1 for John Glenn, 1:54.6 for St. Clairsville. West Muskingum was third with a 1:55.6. Barnesville fourth with a 1:56.8. Garraway fifth with a 1:58.7. Indian Valley was sixth with 2 minutes and 1 second. Harrison Central was 2 minutes and 1 second. So Indian Valley was .32. Harrison Central was .36.
Good stuff there, Shannon. Thank you. As Pryor runs up again and just can't quite clear it again on that 6'7". Still impressive showing there for Tyson.
Yeah, like I said, he never done track before until this year, and a couple of his teammates, one of them being Colton Thomas and probably Owen Faulkner and Grady Kinsey, they probably all got after him. They use this as a team sport too, and they're like, hey, we know you can contribute to our team and help us get points, win, titles and stuff, so we need you out there. And Tyson, he come out and joined the track team.
Kaiser and Wilfong both are able to capture 1 and 2 for John Glenn. Saul for St. Clairsville comes home in third in the girls' 1600. For Barnesville, the Jenkins or Vitale, they really closed the gap there and did a nice job in fourth. A pair of Garraway runners come home fifth and sixth. As now we've got a duel here between Indian Valley and Barnesville. Whether it's Jenkins or Vitale, they're going to capture it there for Barnesville, take a late lead over the Indian Valley runner in Kefleitner.
So the boys 4x200 result. St. Clairsville picks up the win with a 132.6. Second was West Muskingum with a 134.1. Third was in Indian Valley with a 134.7. Fourth was Barnesville with a 137.8. Garaway was fifth with a 140.8. John Glenn was sixth with a 141.1. And Harrison Central was seventh with a 141.5.
Thank you for that, Shannon. As the next event will be the boys 1600. We'll run through your starters here momentarily. Of course, we have to thank you again to the Indian Valley Athletic Boosters, as well as all of our other sponsors in Top Notch Auto, Unified Insulation, Lutz Body and Paint, and Plus 2 New Philadelphia, along with Kinsey Excavating, Amici's Pizza, and Ron's Heating and Cooling. As they get ready for the boys 1600, we'll go ahead and step aside again, take a brief timeout. Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications will be back to Brotherhood HVAC Stadium after this.
Kinsey Excavating and Trucking is a family-owned and operated business in New Philadelphia. KET is a general contractor. They provide services to commercial and municipal clients. They employ local union operators and laborers. KET is dedicated to providing outstanding work using the latest technology and employing local individuals to positively impact Tuscarawas County and the surrounding area. Kinsey Excavating and Trucking proudly supports the Indian Valley Local School District and wishes all area athletes, musicians, artists, and students a successful season.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Uricksville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza, with locations in West Lafayette and Janaden Hutton to serve you. Amici's Pizza offers your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. Right now at Amici's, with the purchase of a large or an extra large pizza at regular price, receive a free medium cheesy bread. Try one today in West Lafayette or Janaden Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Welcome back to the Dave Bell Legacy Invitational from Indian Valley High School. It is the boys 1600 meter that is ongoing now. You see on your screen. We'll run through your starting lineup, as it is Braden Willis for Barnesville, Sawyer Bonnet from St. Clairsville, Marcus Hilbert from Harrison Central, Nick Palmer from Garaway, Ethan Zell from John Glenn, Bryce Wallace from Harrison Central, Delaney Phillips Wires from Indian Valley, Preston McVeigh from West Muskingum, Maddox Whaley from Barnesville, Camden Judge from St. Clairsville, Max Kinsey from Indian Valley, Caden Lake from John Glenn, Cody Kirk from West Muskingum, and DeAndre Schleybaugh for Garaway. As also we're going to be bringing you here momentarily some pole vault action, because as you mentioned, Shannon, things are getting a little interesting over there.
Yeah, the pole vault bar has gotten kind of high over there.
Hey, you guys got me?
We do.
Yeah, the bar's right now, it's at 28 feet.
28 feet, thank you.
Wait. Can't be 28
Not 28
feet. 28 feet would be like...
Totally misheard. It said 12-6.
All right, that's much better, Adam. And you can tell Coach Bell that you just gave us a great laugh, because I see him standing down there with you. Hey, you can ask him and say if he ever cleared 28 feet.
Coach actually said it's 12-3, so...
12-3.
Okay.
Hey, ask him if he ever cleared 28 feet, Adam. The boys 1600 ongoing here. Boy, Shannon and I both looked over at him like, wait a minute here.
It's a really long pole, 28 feet.
My gosh. I'm trying to think the leverage to get that thing up in the air. Oh, boy. Anyway, that was good.
Quick results from the girls 1600. John Glenn's Bree Wilfong won it with a time of 5:38.9. Kira Kasner from John Glenn was second with a 5:39.5. St. Clairsville's Ramey Padilla. Ramey Padilla was third with a time of 5:56.5. Michaela Vitale of Barnesville was fourth with a time of 5:58.6. Maya Wingard was fifth from Garaway. She had a time of 6:05.9. Sixth place from Garaway was Natalia Flores with a time of 6:07.9. Seventh was Ayla Mowry with a time of 16:19.1. She was from West Muskingum. And gaining the last scoring point was Delana Jenkins with a time of 6:25.9, and she is from Barnesville.
Once again, if we butcher any names, we apologize.
And if I laugh when I butcher it, it's because I'm laughing at myself because I should ask for pronunciations before it starts.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you run things here for a second. I gotta go put my hoodie on.
Yeah, the sun's kind of went down and the clouds kind of moved in a little bit. Got a nice little breeze coming from the west. But the boys' 1,600 meter, I believe, is on probably lap 3 right now. I kind of lost track of laps when I was reading the results.
It's 3. It should be 3. Or we? Well, we'll find out soon enough.
Well, they're setting a pretty good pace right now, and the only name that I know out there is Max Kinsey for Indian Valley, and he's sitting at about 5th right now.
Of course, Adam Saweski standing over there with your pole vault as we're waiting for the continuing of that. As bar getting pretty high there. Adam, could you think you could jump and touch the bar?
I don't know.
I think we're having some connection issues with Adam's mic.
You got me now?
Yes, we do.
It's at 12:03 right now. This is actually the last boys jumper, and then it'll switch over to the girls.
Gotcha. Thank you for that, Adam. So we'll see who the last one to go here on the boys pole vault. It's for Barnesville.
And here comes the... Oh, that was the finishing lap right there.
Unable to clear that 12-3 there for Barnesville. And that was the finishing lap, and it looks like coming home in first place, St. Clairsville runner there. Pardon me, I did not get the... not sure if it was either Sawyer Bonnet or Camden Judge.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for the official results to come in. To put in perspective of how good David Adams was a few years here at Indian Valley, he's got the school record at, I believe it's 16 feet or 16 feet 1 inches. And today, nothing against these athletes, but, they was at 12.3. And David, who went on, he's over at Dartmouth University, and he battled an injury here, and he's coming back from it. But, he was an outstanding pole vaulter here under Coach Bell.
Certainly was, and there's a reason whenever you're a record breaker like that. Normally you do it in style. It's usually not necessarily that close. You normally beat the record and do it in rather convincing fashion. As our last couple finishers here for the boys 1,600 are coming across. Shannon will get you those results in just a little while. If you've not done so, get subscribed to our YouTube channel for more spring sports coverage. Of course, our first dive into track and field. Been having a fun time thus far. Whether it's butchering names or getting the wrong schools in an event, right, Shannon?
Yeah, I butcher names in every sport I do, so I'm used to butchering names. But it's great. We got great weather here, great hospitality from Indian Valley. We had a lot of great sponsors jump on board to make this Bell Legacy invite a big success today, and I'm pretty sure that don't hold this to me, but I thought we were on the books to be down at Newcomerstown in a few weeks for the IVC championships, and maybe Adam can confirm that at a later time.
He looks like
confirmed.
I was going to say he's going to tell you yes right now.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
So we will be track meeting for a second time, and I believe that is in the first week of May. I'm not sure the exact date. Probably right around May 2nd or May 3rd, something like that.
Almost want to say May 9th. I feel like it's the next weekend.
It is actually. If May 9th sounds a little bit more correct. I think it's in the second week.
I can tell you this: it's on a Thursday.
It is on a Thursday, yes. I'm happy you know that because I did not. It is the girls 4x100 relay now.
Yeah, you won't have much time to talk in this one.
I will not. I'm probably going to end up having to tell you who comes across the line first. It is Kat Akers for Harrison Central, the freshman, to lead things off for them. Will be freshman Sadie Holbrook from Indian Valley, senior Cheyenne Brodzinski from Burnsville, sophomore Olivia McKeever for St. Clairsville, and it will be Maya Warner for John Glenn, Haley Scheid from the junior from West Muskingum, and Dylan Dietz, the freshman from Garraway. Those are your lead runners.
So lane 4 will be St. Clairsville, and they are pretty fast compared to the rest of them.
Tegan Parks, second runner for Harrison Central. Gianna Miles, second runner for Indian Valley. Ava Sabutka from Burnsville. Emma Henry for second runner for St. Clairsville. Braden Snyder for John Glenn. Molly Spiker for West Muskingum, and Ellie Johnson for Garraway. We'll see if I can keep you updated on the third runners. Tylen Smith, Harrison Central. McKenna Freeman for Indian Valley. Addison Keeger for Burnsville. Ava Crum for St. Clairsville. Riley Zemensky from John Glenn. Jaden Weingarten from West Muskingum. And Kylie Miller for Garraway. And I'll spare you who's going to be the last runners for all these teams, because we should tell you as they cross the line. There you go, Shannon. I broke the... I was able to beat her, put it that way.
It takes these athletes a little bit of time to get in the blocks, because getting out of these blocks on these 4x100s is essential.
All about that quick burst to start things off and put your team up early. We are underway. Girls 4x100. We will see who gets the handoff first. Making a run in the middle there, Shannon. You already mentioned it. John Glenn with St. Clairsville. And blowing them out of the water right now is Emma Henry for St. Clairsville.
Yeah, she. I don't even know if they really got the handoff first, but she shot out of there like a cannon.
Ava Crum has it now for the Red Devils. She's coming into round 4 for her final handoff. It's going to go to Schaefer. And St. Clairsville dominant in the girls 4x100.
Yeah, they're going to win this one walking away.
Now a close battle here for second for John Glenn. Sydney Marsh, the freshman, looks like she's going to secure second for the Muskies. And for West Muskingum, Abby Guntner, the senior for West Muskingum, comes home in third. So what was that again you said, Shannon, about the St. Clairsville girls 4x100 team? Not bad.
Yeah, they were pretty much almost a second and a half, or maybe a little bit faster than the other girls in the race. And then everybody else was kind of close right after that, but that's a veteran group for the Red Devils.
It is now, pardon me, time for the boys 4x100. Braylon Books for Garraway on the inside. Alex Smith for John Glenn. Taven Haynes for West Muskingum. And I don't have the St. Clairsville list again, unfortunately. Grady Kinsey for Indian Valley will start things off for the Braves.
The times of these boys, their PRs, St. Clairsville 44.5, Indian Valley 44.7, West Muskingum 44.9. So those 3 lanes right there in the center could be some dynamite.
For this boys 4x100, St. Clairsville, Shannon, in terms of the seeds, they are at the top at a 44.53. Indian Valley second with a 44.74. West Muskingum at a 44.92. So St. Clairsville
runners, stand in your lanes.
Will be your favorite, so to speak, coming into this.
Yeah, and with these boys, they're so competitive and getting out of these blocks and getting going. Sometimes one of those runners in the exchange tends to jump early, and then it slows that handoff down just by a little bit. And that could put you kind of far behind.
Heading into the first handoff. The all-important first handoff looks like Colton Thomas stretching out a lead there for Indian Valley.
St. Clair might have took off a little early.
Third handoff, I should say, Reese St. Clair for the Braves, but now here coming up the middle is St. Clairsville.
Yeah, St. Clairsville, that third leg right there.
Final handoff there as it will be St. Clairsville in the first, grabbing first, I should say. West Muskingum will be second as Lane Kennedy comes across for Indian Valley. Owen Faulkner in third. A little bit of a trouble with the handoff there between St. Clair and Faulkner.
Yeah, they kind of they lost a little bit in that third leg right there, and then the handoff kind of just took them out of it.
Boy, but for the Red Devils, what a showing. We'll see if that comes close to that personal best they've got.
Yeah, and that's it right there. I mean, you strategically place those runners where you need them, and the whole second half of that leg, their third and fourth runner for the Red Devils just really was impressive.
Coming up later will be the girls' pole vault, as the girls are still warming up there. Boys have their part wrapped up, and we'll see if Shannon has any results.
We're still waiting on results from the boys' 1,600 meter.
I'm trying to figure out, I'm looking where in the world you went to get that, because I don't have that, unfortunately.
Well, I'm actually I'm a member of Flow Racing, Flow Sports.
Look
so
at that.
I have a little bit more of an advanced mile split compared to most people. So
look at that. See, we knew we hired the right guy for the job.
So because of my love for auto racing and especially dirt late models and 410 sprints, that $150 membership a year my wife allows me to spin,
right?
It's paying off for one track meet.
It is the girls' 400 meter now. Sophomore for Garraway, Rebecca Yoder. She's in lane 2. Freshman from West Muskingum, J.C. St. Clair. Lane 4, the junior from Harrison Central, Kendall Hercules. Senior for Barnesville, lane 5, Madison Winters. Lane 6, freshman for West Muskingum, Avery Coleman.
I do have some other results. I just went down and looked, and they have uploaded some of the field results.
Okay.
Boys shot put. Perry Patron from St. Clairsville won it with a 52 feet 1 inch throw. You want to wait? We'll do it after we watch this 4x4. This is 400 meter. So then second was Hunter Bowles from Harrison Central, 50 feet 1.5 inches. Third was Carter Neff from Indian Valley, 44 feet 8 inches. Fourth was Jace Wallach from Garraway with a 43 and 4 inch. Fifth was Braxton Speed with a throw of 41 feet 2 inches in fifth place. Fifth was Barnesville's Braden Butler with a throw of 41 feet 2 inches. So those two actually tied for fifth. Speed will get it, depending on their other throw. Seventh was Dylan Walters from Harrison Central with a throw of 39 feet 11 inches. And getting the last point was Jimmy Boyd from John Glenn with a 39 feet 10 inch throw.
Girls 400 meter as currently in first place. Looks like Rebecca Yoder from Garraway. For Barnesville, it would be Madison Winters in second. Close for third. We'll have to wait and see how that shapes up, but it does look like Garraway in Yoder. Going to capture first here in the 400. Winters appears like she will have second, but coming up from the back and closing the gap more is Kendall Hercules from Harrison Central. She's going to close the gap quite a bit here before we get to the start-finish line. Just misses out, but she will get third place, as it will be both St. Clair and Coleman for West Muskingum there in fourth and fifth. Tell you what, Shannon, Hercules, that just sounds fun to say, but she really closed that gap there at the end.
You think Hercules would be out there throwing in the pit, but so now we'll move on to the girls' disc results. In first place from John Glenn was Chelsea Southerden. I don't even know how I said that wrong. Chelsea Southerden, 110 feet 3 inch. I can just tell you that's a long ways. Second place was Harrison Central's Catherine Shear, 100 feet exact. Third place, West Muskingum's Chloe Hershey with 94 feet 8 inches. Fourth was Morgan Schlaball from Garraway, 94 feet 6 inches. Fifth was Macy Palmer of Barnesville, 90 feet 2 inches. Sixth was Macy Anderson from Indian Valley, 88 feet 4 inches. 7th was Barnesville's Peyton Bell, 87 feet 5 inches. And 8th was Gracie Wyckoff, 83 feet 9 inches from John Glenn. And if you heard the name Macy Anderson, her dad was Josh Anderson, who was the first ever state champion in track and field here at Indian Valley.
So it's in her blood, so to speak.
Yep.
It is the next girls 4x100. You've got Kira Kelly from Harrison Central, Cece Shamp from Indian Valley, Abigail Brocklehurst from St. Clairsville, Faith Saxton from John Glenn, Olivia McKeever from St. Clairsville, Rebecca Spone from John Glenn, I hope I said that right, Briley Swaldo from Indian Valley, and Bonita Passmore from Barnesville. Heading into turn number 4, John Glenn in the lead, St. Clairsville not far behind. There's something to add to the list of things we need to bring for track, Shannon.
What's that?
Binoculars.
Oh.
Olivia McKeever for St. Clairsville will make it close there at the end, but it is John Glenn who will capture the win in the girls 400. We'll move things on to the boys 400.
Quick rundown of the boys high jump. Indian Valley's Tyson Pryor gets the win, 6 feet 6 inches. Indian Valley's Joey Carlisle finishes second with 5 feet 10 inches, and that's huge because they got team points, 18 points between those two jumpers.
Well, we saw them going head to head with each other, and we wondered if that was the case.
And then placing third was Barnesville's Brody McFarland, 5 foot 4 inches. Finishing fourth was Lucas Causey, 5 foot 2 inches from St. Clairsville. Fifth place was Skylar Wirtz from Barnesville, 5 foot 2 inches. Sixth place was Walker Head, 5 feet from John Glenn. Brady Geibel was tied for sixth also with 5 feet. He's from Garaway. And rounding out the scoring in eighth place was a tie with Jordan Brothers with 5 feet from John Glenn. And from St. Clairsville, Mason Spomer with 5 feet.
Of course, today's presentation of track and field made possible by the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club, Unified Insulation, +2 New Philadelphia, Top Notch Auto and Lutz Body and Paint, as well as Amici's Pizza, Kinsey Excavating, and Ron's Heating and Cooling. As we get set to go for the boys 400, you've got Nick Maggers, the sophomore from West Muskingum, freshman from Harrison Central, Harry Garland, sophomore for John Glenn, Ian Wilson, freshman for Indian Valley, Zane Colvin, sophomore for West Muskingum, Carter Newsom, and for the freshman for Barnesville, it's Mason Starr. As they move towards down the backstretch, it is Barnesville and West Muskingum out front, and Starr and Newsom. Colvin for Indian Valley looking to close the gap as they enter turn 3.
Colvin
moving on to the fourth and moving on to turn 4, and there goes Colvin.
Colvin's sister, Chloe Colvin, she went to state a couple years ago for Indian Valley in the 400 meters, so that 400 meters in his blood too.
And Colvin does have a nice lead here coming up through the front stretch, going up to the start-finish line. It looks like Colvin is going to be able to capture first for the Braves. It'll be West Muskingum 2 and Barnesville 3. As we move on to the second boys 400 meter. Hunter Bittinger for Harrison Central, Seth Zimmerman from Garaway, Cameron Gazboda from Garaway, Evan Carpenter for Barnesville, Cameron House for John Glenn, Harrison Kazmierski for St. Clairsville, and Brady Blacker for St. Clairsville, as well as Colton Smith for Indian Valley.
Move over to the results of the girls' high jump real quick, and I know this is a track meet, but the young lady that won it from John Glenn, Riley Saminsky, if you get a chance to go watch her play basketball next year in her senior year, you better go watch it because she is one of the better basketball players I've ever seen. But Riley Saminsky from John Glenn, she wins the girls' high jump with a jump of 5 feet. Her teammate, Sadie Gardinsky, was second with a jump of 4 feet 10 inches. Third place was Danica Renzi, 4 feet 8 inches from Harrison Central. Fourth place was Indian Valley's Lily Cecil, 4 feet 6 inches. Fifth place was Indian Valley's Quinn Cecil, 4 foot 6 inches. Sixth place was Ava Sabotica.
We're going to go with that because I'm not sure.
4 feet. So those were your girls' high jump results with Szymanski picking up the win.
You think for Szymanski with the 5 foot being the winning jump, that helps her a little bit on the basketball court?
I know it don't help her shot because her shot is phenomenal.
She doesn't need it. As we are on the backstretch here, the boys 400. All the runners from the back now kind of closing the gap as we hit lane 3. Couldn't tell you who's in the front, or turn 3, I should say. Could not tell you who's in the front. They're all jumbled up. As it looks like you got Garraway and Barnesville. Carpenter trying to make it close here at the line. Leading the way for Garraway. Yazboda, I believe. And he will capture the win.
I thought Colton Smith was in that race. Did he?
So did I. I saw the name, but I did not see him run. Might have been a scratch. He was listed on the starting lineup.
So
or list, I should say.
Quick results of the boy. I got some time to catch up on some running events now. The boys' 1,600 meter was won by St. Clairsville's Sawyer Bonnet with a time of 4:43.0. Second place was John Glenn's Caden Lake with a 4:46.8. Third place was Garraway's Nick Palmer with a 4:47.8. Fourth place was Camden Judge, 4:49.7. Fifth was Max Kenzie, 5 minutes flat from Indian Valley. Sixth was Ethan Zell from John Glenn, 5:05. Seventh was Delaney Phillips with a time of 5:12. He was from Indian Valley. Getting that last point was Braden Willis from Barnesville with a time of 5:14.
We'll go ahead and take another time out here, and when we return, we'll be starting off with some more hurdles action. The girls' 300-meter hurdles will be on the way. Don't go anywhere because we got a lot more track action from Indian Valley, only about halfway through, or not halfway through, pardon me, over halfway through, but still got plenty of events still to come here from Jeanette Hutton. Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications will return to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel after this.
Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison has been serving this great area since 1977. At Ron's, no matter what you need, they can handle it. From heating and cooling to standby Generac generators, water heaters, tankless water heaters, mobile home equipment, duct cleaning, and 24-hour no-heat service. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call 740-922-5252. Ron's Heating and Cooling proudly supports high school sports and would like to wish best of luck to all local athletes participating this season.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Jeanette, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering an experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment. Whether your vehicle needs routine maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook or call them at 740-561-4100.
It's the Bell Legacy Invitational from Indian Valley High School here in Jeanette Hutton. More hurdles action is going to be coming up here shortly. The girls' 300-meter hurdles on the way. As still waiting some results. Shannon Thomas working hard to get those for us.
Well, I got the girls' 400-meter or 4x100-meter relay in front of me.
Perfect.
St. Clairsville picks up the win with a 52.4. John Glenn is second with a 54.21. West Muskingum was third with a time of 54.43. Barnesville was fourth with a 54.97. Indian Valley was fifth with a time of 55.6. Garaway was sixth with a 57 flat. And Harrison Central gets the seventh spot with a time of 58.6.
Always got to brag her up every time that we can, but we know Natalie Holbrook helping out with Claxon Communications and all of her great photography skills. She just went and competed out there throwing, and now she's down on the track taking some pictures.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll post the pictures later for her, and you can go check out all her social media and find the full galleries from these events.
So in the girls' 300-meter hurdles, this first race is going to be Talon Cannon for the senior for Indian Valley. Kennedy Dunlap, the junior for Harrison Central, lane 4. Freshman for John Glenn, Lily Hoffman, lane 5. Lane 6, Harrison Central sophomore Kim Eichelberry.
Sounds right.
I look at you for confirmation because I think you and I are both in the same boat. We're not going to be – we've probably butchered some of these names, and we do apologize. Just happy to be able to bring this coverage to you.
Jump over to the boys 4x100-meter relay result. St. Clairsville picks up the win, 44.5. West Muskingum was second, 45.3. Indian Valley was third with a 46.3. Barnesville was fourth, 47.7. John Glenn was fifth, 47.8. Garaway was sixth, 48.6. Harrison Central seventh with a 48.8. And here's Nick with the call.
Lily Hoffman in the lead there for John Glenn, and in second place it is going to be Dunlap for Harrison Central. Cannon for Indian Valley. She's in third. Last set of hurdles here. As it looks like going away is Hoffman with a big win for her. Both Harrison Central runners and both Dunlap and Eichelberry come home second and third. Cannon in fourth. So now we got a full docket. Lydia Fuchs, the sophomore from Barnesville, lane 1. Courtney Barnhart, lane 2, sophomore for John Glenn. Senior for Barnesville, Ayla Yater in lane 3. Molly Spiker in lane 4, the junior for West Muskingum. DeLady Florence, lane 5, senior for St. Clairsville. Brooklyn Myers, lane 6, the junior for Indian Valley. Maria Hill, sophomore from West Muskingum in lane 7. And Ava Borkowski, the sophomore for St. Clairsville. Borkowski.
Results of the girls' 400-meter. John Glenn's Faith Saxton gets the win with 1:04. Second was St. Clairsville Olivia McKeever with the time of 1:06.1. Third was St. Clairsville's Abigail Brocklehurst with the time of 1:06.6. Fourth was Indian Valley CC Champ with the time of 1:07. Fifth was Rebecca Spawn with the time of 1:08 from John Glenn. Sixth was Rebecca Yoder, 1:08 from Garaway. Seventh was Kiara Kelly from Harrison Central with 1:10. And eighth was Bonita Passmore with a time of 1:11.
Thank you for that, Shannon. As you see on your screen now, heading into turn 4. Another girls 300-meter hurdles here. As it looks like out in the lead for West Muskingum. In lane 4, it's Spiker. Myers for Indian Valley trying to close the gap. Right behind her, though, is Florence from St. Clairsville. Last jump as it's going to go, and it was Spiker who was unable to make that jump, and Myers is going to capture the win. As I believe Florence came home in second, and Spiker comes home in third as she went down hard, unfortunately. Everybody check it up on her. Seems to be all right.
Yeah, and that's one thing about I learned over years with track and cross-country kids. It's kind of an individual sport and a team sport, but they cheer on each other, and if one of them goes down, everybody else from different schools is there to help them up and encourage them and make sure they're okay.
Well, and I bet you she's like any other athlete out there, is that she's not worried about whether she hurt herself or not. She's worried about, really, I went down on the last one, but still, strong finish for her coming home in third.
Yeah, quick results of the boys 400 meters. Boys 400-meter race. Cameron Gazboda from Garaway wins it with a time of 52.3. Second was Evan Carpenter from Barnesville with a time of 52.9. Third was Harrison Kazmierski from St. Clairsville with a time of 53.8. Fourth was Cameron House from John Glenn, time of 54.4. Fifth was Hunter Beitninger from Harrison Central with a time of 55.4. Sixth was John Glenn's Ian Wilson with a time of 56.1. Seventh was Zane Culver from Indian Valley with a time of 56.9. And getting the last team point was Carter Newsom from West Muskingum, 58.6.
Boys 300 meter now going to be upcoming. Lane 2, Ethan Radebush for the sophomore for Garraway. Freshman for West Muskingum, Josh Klippinger. Lane 4, junior for Indian Valley, Will Holland. Lane 5, the junior from St. Clairsville, Luke Stack. And then in lane 6, it's Christian Raber, the sophomore from Garraway. Those will be your lane assignments for this first boys 300 meters. We got 2 boys 300 meters upcoming.
You know, and I was just looking at these 400 results again, and Zane Culver from Indian Valley. That just goes to show you, he got put in that second heat because they go off of seeding times, so they didn't think that he was in the top 8 fastest. So he jumped 2 kids and picked up points for Indian Valley because he ran against the clock and not against his competition, and he bumped into the points for Indian Valley. And that could be huge when it comes to those team scores.
Adam Soweski showing his support as well for the Indian Valley Booster Club, and he found the Coney dog too, Shannon.
He was just mad because ours was delivered to us, and he had to walk to get his.
Of course, huge thank you to all of our sponsors once again making this possible. Great day for track. You know, we got the sun coming back. They waited till I got the hoodie back on, Shannon. Now the sun's coming back out. The breeze has picked up a bit.
Yeah, that flag has been that's a pretty big flag, and it's been standing pretty good here lately.
So Radebush, lane 2. Klippinger, lane 3. Holland, lane 4. Stack, lane 5. Raber, lane 6. As we are underway again. Boys 300-meter hurdles. Looks like Stack for St. Clairsville up there towards the front. Appears in second place. Looks like for Indian Valley, Holland has opened up a big lead.
Yeah, and that's another one of those kids right there. Oh, he stumbles a little bit, but he keeps going. But he could crash that top 8 party and score some big points.
Holland in first place for Indian Valley. For St. Clairsville, it's Stack in second. Holland clears the last hurdle and will capture a nice win for Indian Valley. Coming home in third is Klippinger for West Muskingum. Like you said, Shannon, crash the party maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he got out strong with that one hurdle. He hit it. He stumbled a little bit, but he powered on through it, and that's what you got to do. You just kind of got to kick it and keep on moving.
Second boys 300. Lane 1, closest to the infield, freshman for Barnesville, Joel Detling. Junior for John Glenn, Aiden Duran in lane 2. Lane 3, sophomore for Harrison Central, Bo Rinkus. Lane 4, Carson Hostetler, the freshman for Indian Valley. Dustin Brown's in lane 5. He's from West Muskingum and a junior. Junior for Barnesville, Eli Messenger. He's lane 6. Senior for John Glenn is Cameron Barnhouse in lane 7. Sophomore for St. Clairsville, Grady Walchmay.
Sounds good to me.
I hope I'm saying that right.
You know, and to go back to Carson Hostetler, to begin the season, Colton Thomas was running the hurdles because they wanted to make sure they got points in this race. But Carson Hostetler has kind of really stepped up, and he's became the team leader in this, and he's about a 2.5 favorite in this race.
Underway again. Heading towards turn 1.
So Hostetler got to his first hurdle before everybody else, and he's way ahead according to the hurdles.
We'll see as they come around out of turn number 2, and there's a sizable lead for Hostetler, as you mentioned, Shannon. Hostetler out front, right behind him. In lane number 5 is Brown for West Muskingum. Hostetler coming to the last hurdle. He will clear it with ease and will capture another win for Indian Valley. It is Brown for West Muskingum who comes home second. In third is Rinkus for Harrison Central. Good showing for the Indian Valley boys there, the 300-meter hurdles. As we'll go ahead and take another brief timeout as they do clear the hurdles from here. Stick around. Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications will return after this.
Live more comfortably this winter with the help of Unified Insulation Systems. Unified Insulation Systems is a full-service insulation and weatherization provider that can show you how to properly insulate your home or business. With good insulation from Unified Systems, you can prevent your gutters from freezing and get rid of your high-energy bills. Call Jeremiah Thomas today for your free quote at 330-773-7377 or visit unifiedinsulation.com. Call Unified Insulation Systems today, your most trusted name in insulation.
Lutz Body and Paint, located at 7573 Wolf's Crossing Road in Jenaten-Hutton, is there for you when a never-planned auto collision repair is needed. Lutz Body and Paint performs the auto body and painting services needed to get your vehicle back to looking showroom new in a timely manner at a reasonable price and provides free estimates. Lutz Body and Paint is a proud supporter of the Indian Valley School District and wishes best of luck to the Braves athletes participating in tonight's game.
Kinsey Excavating and Trucking is a family-owned and operated business in New Philadelphia. KET is a general contractor. They provide services to commercial and municipal clients. They employ local union operators and laborers. KET is dedicated to providing outstanding work using the latest technology and employing local individuals to positively impact Tuscarawas County and the surrounding area. Kinsey Excavating and Trucking proudly supports the Indian Valley Local School District and wishes all area athletes, musicians, artists, and students a successful season.
The Bell Legacy Invite Track Meet is the result of many years of a collective vision to hold a home track invitational at our stadium facility. For IV Track, invitationals are one of the best ways to prepare our athletes for the district, regional, and state meets. Indian Valley is very proud to finally be able to host our own high school event. Coach Dave Buzz Bell has been a track fixture at IV for more than 24 years and could often be found at the pole vault pit or in the infield running alongside his runners. Together with his wife, Diane, Indian Valley Track has been a strong and competitive fixture in the area for years. Coach Bell still donates his time today helping our pole vaulters with his wealth of knowledge and experience. Not only does he work with our student athletes, but he's also a great sounding board for our current track coaches. Coach Bell's focus has not only pushed his athletes to excel on race day, but also mentored young men to become productive citizens in our community. Over his tenure, he has served in many different roles in our IV athletic programs. He has always emphasized the importance of hard work and being accountable. Thank you, Coach Bell, for your many years of commitment to our athletes and track program. We dedicate our invitational to you. Go Braves.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison has been serving this great area since 1977. At Ron's, no matter what you need, they can handle it. From heating and cooling to standby Generac generators, water heaters, tankless water heaters, mobile home equipment, duct cleaning, and 24-hour no-heat service. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call 740-922-5252. Ron's Heating and Cooling proudly supports high school sports and would like to wish best of luck to all local athletes participating this season.
Yeah, and
welcome back to Jenaten-Hutton and the Bell Legacy Invitational. As a pardon us, we got our events screwed up there, but winning for the girls 800, coming across first. Shannon, I think it was Megan Schwartz for Garraway. Good race for her. We'll get you those results later on. We thought it was the 3200. Our mistake. So up next will be your boys 800. We'll get you your starting lineups for that. I keep saying starting lineups like it's basketball or football, Shannon. Your start list, your lane assignments. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Well, we can go for real quick to the boys' 300-meter hurdle results. Carson Hostetler from Indian Valley got the win with a 40.9. West Muskingum's, and that's a new PR for Carson Hostetler, by the way. West Muskingum's Dustin Brown finishes second with a 42.9. Bo Ranks from Harrison Central third with a 44.8. Fourth was Cameron Barnhouse with a time of 46.0 from John Glenn. Fifth was a John Glenn teammate, Aiden Duran, with a 46.1. Sixth was Will Holland. He crashed the party of the top 8. He's from Indian Valley with a 46.18. 7 was Joel Detling from Barnesville, 46.2. And 8th was Grady Gawachma with a time of 47.9.
I said Walchma. I don't know. We apologize.
Maybe Big Dan knows it.
No, I showed it to him. He didn't seem like he knew it either. So this will be your boys 800. Tyler Harris, the sophomore from St. Clairsville. Senior for John Glenn, Caden Lake. Freshman for Indian Valley, Nolan Pataka. Junior for West Muskingum, Cody Kirk. Senior for John Glenn, Tanner Caudill. Junior for Indian Valley, Max Kinsey. Junior for Barnesville, Connor Starr. Sophomore for Harrison Central, Tyler Garbrandt. Junior for Barnesville, Devin Crumbaker. Junior for Garraway, Jace Miller. Sophomore for Harrison Central, Michael Stock. Grant Kennedy, the sophomore for West Muskingum. And Nathan Money, the senior for Garraway.
I tell you what, I was looking at some of the team scores, and I don't know how far up through that they are listed. But this is going to come down to a shootout here at the end between Indian Valley and St. Clairsville on the boys' side. Indian Valley is holding the lead right now with 117, and St. Clairsville has got 98 points. But these last couple races, St. Clairsville has the advantage in some of these running events that they could close the gap. John Glenn girls got a commanding lead of 117 to 80 over St. Clairsville.
Well, so what you're saying is with that boys team race with Harris here for St. Clairsville and Kinsey for Indian Valley and Pataka for Indian Valley could be very interesting then for this 800.
Yeah, they got to get every point you can right now.
In the early goings out front is Money for Garraway. Now Barnesville in Crumbaker.
And if you notice when they come running around here, look at Max Kinsey for Indian Valley. This kid is always smiling. He could be running a 2-mile race and he's smiling. I'm sitting here thinking, is there something wrong with this kid? I mean, he's always got the biggest smile on his face.
As they all merge together. And sure enough, there's a smile. You're right.
He just smiles the whole time. I'm sitting here worrying about him because he's just running so hard thinking, man, that's got to be miserable, and he just smiles.
Of course, now's another great time to remind you that today's presentation brought to you by the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club, as well as our other great sponsors that you might see there on the bottom of your page. Still out in the lead with Barnesville, I believe it's Starr. Once they merge lanes, Shannon, I've got nothing.
Yeah, it looks like it's well, yeah, because we really don't know which Barnesville kid it is. You kind of got to guess which one it was.
Well, there's only one. There's only one in here, but two of them are listed, so it's either Crumbaker or Starr. So whoever it is,
and St. Clairsville
doing a great job.
St. Clairsville, John Glenn, Garraway, then Indian Valley.
So some big points there potentially for St. Clairsville. As it is Connor Starr for Barnesville, who will capture the win there. And for St. Clairsville, coming across is Tyler Harris in second.
So actually it's Seth Crocker for Indian Valley and not Nolan Pataka running this race. So, and Seth just picked the pass up right there, so he might have got one of the last points.
Could be a big help there for the Braves down the stretch. Coming up next is the girls' 200-meter. We'll get you your starting list here once they get on the track as we wrap up the boys' 800.
Girls' 800-meter race was won by Megan Swartz from Garraway with a time of 2:28. Second was Maria Bethel from Barnesville with a time of 2:30. Third was Lori Ballman from John Glenn with a time of 2:35. Fourth was Ellie Gohering from Garraway, time of 2:38. Fifth was Barnesville's Grace Starr with a time of 2:39. Sixth was Elena Sigmund from John Glenn with a time of 2:45. Seventh was Amelia Smith from Indian Valley with a time of 2:48. And getting the last team point in 8th place was Grace Miller from Harrison Central with a time of 2:49.
Thank you for that, Shannon, as we are getting ready for the, the 800 for the, the 200 for the girls. We have the list right in front of us, Shannon, and we still mess it up.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, if that's our biggest mistake of the day, we did pretty good. Other than the names, we can't hold the names on us.
Of course, if you have not done so, you're going to want to get subscribed to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. We've got all the latest sports updates for your spring season on all of our social media platforms. And if you get subscribed to our YouTube channel, you do get notified every single time we go live for events just like these.
Listen, and before we go any further, I got to say happy birthday to my twins who turned 20 years old today, Ashton and Sydney. They will probably never watch this broadcast and can care nothing about it, but somebody will say, hey, your dad didn't say happy birthday to you live on the air. So now that I've said happy birthday, somebody tell my daughters I said happy birthday live to them, and then, well, maybe they'll do the dishes and I won't have to.
That might be wishful thinking, but that's always good. You got to wish them happy birthday. So the girls 200 getting lined up here. It will be Tylen Smith in lane 2, the junior for Harrison Central. Aurora Camiato, the senior for John Glenn. Senior for John Glenn, Charlie Ford in lane 4. Dylan Dietz, the freshman for Garaway in lane 5. Kat Akers is in lane 6, freshman for Harrison Central. And the sophomore for Garaway is Bridget Miller in lane 7.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I was looking at the seeding times for this girls 200. In that second race, there's a young lady that we've already watched today, Emma Henry, and her 200-meter time was about 3 seconds faster than anybody else.
We'll have to wait and see on that. Pole vault is upcoming as well for the girls. And if you know Shannon, Braden Snyder for John Glenn, first in state in pole vault at 12 feet 2 inches. We'll be getting to see her go and take her crack at it, 12 feet 2 inches.
And she'll probably come in really late, so she'll be one. Sometimes you get an athlete like her come in measurement, her starting out measurement is enough to win it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I watched David Adams do that one year to meet. I can't remember where it was. He was fighting an injury, and everybody else went, and then he just came in at a little old 10.5 feet or something like that and won it. And they're like, you want to go? And he's like, nope, I'm done. He picked his bag up and he left. So
I'm good.
He sat through a whole track meet and then made one jump and said, all right, I'll take the team points and go home.
I'm going to go home and kick my feet up and watch the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. In the girls 200, coming around out of the turn into the front stretch, it is a close race there. As up front for Garaway is Dietz. Beside her is Ford. Ford trying to lunge ahead. Dietz looking for an extra gear. But getting the win out of lane 4 is Ford. Looked like Dietz comes home in second. And Camiato, she'll be in third from John Glenn as well. So the second race for the girls 200 now upcoming. Full docket here. Junior for Barnesville, Addison Keeger. Lane 2, junior for Indian Valley, Brooklyn Myers. Sophomore for West Muskingum in lane 3, it's Jaden Weingardner. Lane 4 is Emma Henry, the senior from St. Clairsville, as Shannon just said. Lane 5, Abby Gunter, the senior from West Muskingum, freshman for St. Clairsville. Ashlyn Lednick in lane 6, Lexi Greer, lane 7, the junior for Barnesville. And the freshman for Indian Valley in lane 8, Gianna Miles.
Hey, since I stepped away, has anybody jumped 28 feet at the pole vault pit since I left?
No, but the state leader in terms of Daniel Adams is standing beside us now. By the way, did you know that they were apparently up to 28 feet on the pole vault?
So we could jump over real quick and give you the girls' 300-meter results. Picking up the win. Oh, we got the final here for the girls' 200-meter. And Henry is way out front.
Henry has a commanding lead for St. Clairsville. It is Myers in second place for Indian Valley in lane 2. Going to be a close finish here. for third, as it's both Barnesville runners in Keeger and Greer who are close. Myers comes home in second. Greer looks like she got third, but Emma Henry from St. Clairsville dominates again.
Yeah, she's an outstanding runner. Quick results out of the girls' 300-meter hurdles. Indian Valley's Brooklyn Myers picks up the win after the Molly Spiker from Muskingum tripped over that last hurdle. But Brooklyn Myers wins it with a time of 49.9. Second place is St. Clairsville's Delaney Florence with a time of 50.6. Third was Molly Spiker West Muskingum with a time of 50.9. Fourth was Barnesville's Ayla Yater with a time of 51.9. Fifth was John Glenn's Courtney Barnhart with a time of 52.6. Sixth was St. Clairsville's Ava Borkowski with a time of 53.5. Seventh was Barnesville's Linda Fuchs with a time of 54.1. And getting the last team point was John Glenn's Lily Hoffman with a time of 56.0.
Thank you for that, Shannon. The boys' 200 meters upcoming, and you also see on your screen there the pole vault that is going on now for the girls. The state leader from John Glenn. See when we get the results from there. Of course, we have a hard time being able to relay the actual heights and stuff that they are at from here, so you'll just have to see it. We'll cut over to it ever so often. As the boys' 200 getting set. Cameron Fulton in lane 2, freshman for Harrison Central. Andrew Wicker, freshman from Garraway, lane 3. Brody McFarland, sophomore from Barnesville, lane 4. Lane 5, Reese St. Clair, freshman for Indian Valley. Sophomore from Harrison Central, lane 6. Vito Parziali. Then the senior for St. Clairsville, Cole Thoburn in lane 7. And it's Thoburn who has a big lead for St. Clairsville coming down the stretch.
Well, like we said, he's got to put up a time to crash that top 8 party to help his team get some points and close that gap on Indian Valley.
Close finish there for second between Garraway and Barnesville, as it was Wicker and McFarland. And Thoburn goes down, much to the adornment of the St. Clairsville faithful. As he gets up and gives a thumbs up.
Yeah, and you know when somebody's laughing like that, that's got to be his parents.
Yeah, I was going to say the reaction from the crowd's not exactly what you expected, but they're all laughing about it. He gave the fist pump, so...
well, I think they're laughing because he's, 40 feet from the finish line by the time
it's time to cool down and cool down quickly, right?
Well, hey, and the thing is, they can go back and they can see that on YouTube for the rest of his life. They can play it as a graduation party.
Oh, boy. In the other boys' 200-meter race now, Cam Carpenter, the junior for Barnesville, lane 1. Jax Prang, sophomore from West Muskingum. Senior for John Glenn, Cameron House, lane 3. Owen Faulkner, the junior from Indian Valley, lane 4. Lane Kennedy in lane 5, junior for West Muskingum. Dino Burke, junior for St. Clairsville, lane 6. Junior for Garraway, Cameron Gazboda, lane 7. Lane 8 is Gavin Tuttle, the senior from John Glenn.
Yeah, and if you look at these pre-seed times coming into this race, Owen Faulkner of Indian Valley is a favorite with a time of 22.92. Lane Kennedy sitting right there beside him at a 22.94, and Cameron House with a 23.10 or 0.10.
So what you're saying is this should be a pretty tight.
I'm saying don't blink, and here they come.
Coming out of the turn.
This is going to be a drag race.
Faulkner in lane 4 has stretched out a lead. Beside him, though, is Kennedy. Kennedy closing up. Going to be close. Faulkner gives a look back, and Faulkner is going to pick up the win. Kennedy in second, and it's Burke for St. Clairsville in third.
That was an impressive run right there with Owen Faulkner for Indian Valley. All that extra workout time at +2 in New Philly's paying off.
Kennedy was really closing it up. It was almost he found the second gear. He looked back and he saw where he was and said, all right.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want your coaches to see you do, because if your coach sees you look back, he tells you got more speed in you, so you better get moving.
Well, Indian Valley coaches, if you watch this back later, they ignore what I just said. Putting that work in at +2 New Philadelphia, giving him the extra speed boost. You know what also probably helped is the Amici's Pizza he's going to enjoy after this.
Yeah, and you better get to the field house before he does, because if you're going to race him to get there, he's going to beat you.
So now it will be the girls' 3,200.
Well, while we got a second here, I'll jump over and do the boys' 300-meter hurdle results. Carson Hotstetler from – I already did those ones, didn't I?
You did.
I can't remember where I left off at. I'll figure it out here in a second.
You will, and we're going to get the start of this race underway, and we'll go ahead and take a timeout after we get it underway. But in this race, Delana Jenkins, the junior for Barnesville, and it's the senior for St. Clairsville, Elena Thornburg. Lucy Banks, the junior for St. Clairsville, Gretchen Bulkowski, senior for Harrison Central, Mackenzie Welch, sophomore for John Glenn, Riley Landis, senior for Indian Valley. Then it's Lillian Renner, sophomore for Harrison Central, Ashlyn Kuklika, freshman from John Glenn, Devlin Harrington, freshman for Indian Valley, and Caitlin Edwards, the freshman for Barnesville.
The boys' 800-meter results, that's where I left off at. In first place was Connor Starr for Barnesville with a time of 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Second was Tyler Harris of St. Clairsville with a time of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Third was Caden Lake from John Glenn, 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Fourth place was Nathan Money from Garaway, 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
That is the best name.
You ever think maybe his coach is standing down there and yell, "Show me the money"?
Well, here's the thing. I wonder if he's gotten yelled at because when he's crossed the start-finish line while winning, he does like the Money Manziel sign.
Coming in fifth was Indian Valley's Matt Kinsey with a time of 2:16. Coming in sixth was Indian Valley's Seth Crocker with a time of 2:20. Seventh was Tanner Cottle with a time of 2:21 from John Glenn. And picking up that last point was West Muskingum's Grant Kennedy with a time of 2:27.
So the girls' 3,200 upcoming. You got any updates on those team scores that you were talking about earlier? I'm going to make you click on other things. Sorry.
See if they updated them. Yes, Indian Valley's actually opened up a little bit. Indian Valley boys is leading 124. St. Clairsville's got 106.5. John Glenn was 78. Barnesville 76.5. Garaway 64. Harrison Central 47. And West Muskingum has got 42 points. And then on the girls' side, John Glenn got 138 points. St. Clairsville has 95 points. Barnesville 76 points. Indian Valley 64. Garaway 55. West Muskingum 46. And Harrison Central 25.
Thank you for that, Shannon. I'm going to quiz Daniel Adams standing here to my left right now. 3,200. How many miles is that? 2 miles. Meekly says 2 miles. I can't even think about – I don't even want to count that high.
So we got the boys' pole vault results. Barnesville's Eli Messenger jumped 12 feet. John Glenn's Alex Smith was second with 11 feet. Chance Byers from Harrison Central was third at 11 feet.
Not 28.
Nope. He's a little bit short of that 28. St. Clairsville's, here you go. I'll let you read that name. St. Clairsville's
Gaetano Kelka. I'm going to guess.
Sounds right. 10 feet 6 inches. Fifth was Barnesville's Braden Trigg at 10 feet. Sixth was Josiah Klassner at 10 feet. Seventh was Landon McPeek for Indian Valley at 10 feet. Eighth place was Grady Watchma, 9 feet 6 inches from St. Clairsville. And got to give a shout out to Josiah Klassner. He's another kid that's never done pole vault this year. Decided to come out and try pole vault. And he's picking up some team points for Indian Valley right there in the 6th spot.
Decides to do arguably the scariest thing that you can do.
Well, go big or go home, I guess.
Apparently. If you ask Coach Bell, though, on the other side of things, I'm sure he'd say it's not scary at all. Girls 3,200 ongoing as, of course, the turnout here today. We've been super pleased with how many people have been coming out watching all this great track action. And if you have tuned in throughout any point or tuned in right now, remember you can always come back to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel, watch any of this broadcast again. And how much does it cost you, Shannon?
It's absolutely free.
Absolutely free, thanks to all those great sponsors.
And if you ever click on one of our Facebook posts and there's a link there and you click on it, it says credit card information.
Do not.
Just delete it because it's nothing. Nothing that Big Z Sports will ever put on will cost you credit card information or anything.
Nothing.
So
and remember, it's always on YouTube.
And it's always free and it'll be there forever.
Certainly will. As currently out in front is John Glenn. It's either Welch or Kuklika. As she'll come around, I lost count of how many. Oh, well, I see the lap counter now.
And in this race, you want to get to the bell lap.
You do. Once you hear that, you know that You know that the Oasis is awaiting you whenever you get to come around.
So we'll give you some boys long jump results. Indian Valley's Carson Hostetler picks up the win with a jump of 18 feet and 2 inches, and he didn't even have to use his last 2 jumps. He was able to secure that win and still had some left in the tank. Bo Ranks from Harrison Central was second with a jump of 18 feet 1 inch. Third was Carter Winland with a jump of 17 feet 6 inches. He's from West Muskingum. Fourth is John Glenn's Alex Smith with a jump of 17 feet 4 inches. Fifth was Matthew Frey from Garraway, jump of 16 feet 11 inches. Sixth was Indian Valley's Caden Fossick with a jump of 16 feet 11 inches. Seventh was Aiden Duran from John Glenn, 16 feet 10 inches. And eighth was Carter Newsom from West Muskingum with a jump of 16 feet and 2 inches.
So what you're telling me, Shannon, is that for that long jump, 18.2 was the winner, right?
Yep.
Adam, was it 18.2 or was it like 38.94 or something like that?
Okay, my mistake. And what perfect place to make that mistake?
Yes.
Than with the man himself.
Exactly.
He even kind of, he didn't want to be cruel about it, but he was like, after I was done off the mic, he goes, "Oh no, I was telling them how far back they needed to be."
I just laughed because we saw it unfold because you said that. Shannon and I looked at each other and went, "What?" And Coach Bell came over like, "Well, I did no, not that high." Well, if that's the case, the Olympic trials are coming here to Janayton to watch these kids do pole vault.
Jump over to the girls' long jump results, and a familiar name that's already won a couple events today. She picks up her third win today. St. Clairsville's Emma Henry jumps 15 feet 8 inches. Second place is Braden Snyder from John Glenn. She jumps 15 feet 4 inches. Third place is St. Clairsville's Kaylee Schaefer. She jumps 15 feet 3 inches. Fourth is Molly Spiker of West Muskingum. She jumps 15 feet and a half inch. Fifth is John Glenn's Faith Saxton. She jumps 14 feet 1 inch. Sixth place is Barnesville's Kylie Moore with a jump of 13 feet 11 inches. Seventh was Barnesville's Linda Fuchs, 13 feet 7 inches. And getting the last team point was Indian Valley's CC Champ with a jump of 13 feet 7 inches.
Thank you for that, Shannon. As you saw, our camera just pan past the pole vault pit as they're ongoing there. Of course, we'll get you those results as soon as possible. You are watching the girls 3,200. Out front, John Glenn has the lead currently. Welch and Kuklika. Again, we apologize. We don't have the different. They need to put the names on the back. That would help.
We'll jump over to the girls' shot put results. Picking up first place was Chelsea Southerden from John Glenn with a throw of 36 feet 2.5 inches. Second place was Indian Valley's Macy Anderson with a throw of 35 feet 3.5 inches. Third place was Barnesville's Macy Palmer with a throw of 30 feet 8.5 inches. Fourth was West Muskingum's Chloe Hershey with a throw of 27.5. Fifth was Angus Tugbaugh with a throw of 26 feet 8 inches.
Tugba, you were right.
Sixth was Garraway's Morgan Slayball, 26 feet 1 inch. Seventh was Mercedes Slayball from Garraway with 26 feet. And eighth, picking up that last team point, was Barnesville LaAsia Hawkins with a throw of 25 feet 6.5 inches.
Coming up to 3 laps to go here in your 3,200. Still quite the pace that's getting set there, Shannon, by either Welch or Kuklika. As she is coming out of turn 4 and has really been dominant since this race began. She's opened up about a quarter track lead now.
Coming in with the boys' discus results, first place was Perry Patrone from St. Clairsville, 135 feet 7 inches. Second was McGuire Klaus with a throw of 126 10 inches. Third was Braxton Speed of Garraway, 119 feet 7 inches. Fourth was Brady Miller of Garraway, 117 feet. Fifth was Indian Valley's Vindel Cessna. He's one of the exchange students here, I believe. He's 113 feet 7 inches. Sixth was Dane Kenny from St. Clairsville, 112 feet 2 inches. Seventh was Jimmy Boyd from John Glenn, 112 feet. And getting that last team point was Christian Hannas with a throw of 110 feet 5 inches from Barnesville. And Connor Perch of Indian Valley, who works at Amici's down here, and I always pick on him when I go in there.
I was just going to say I have to say something about Connor. That's my wife's cousin, but coming home in 9th place with 109 feet 11 inches. Good throw, Connor.
And he's right there.
Yep.
But he'll always be known as the kid that dressed up as Nick McWilliams for Halloween.
Yeah, I wish those pictures would disappear, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I walked into Amici's Pizza one night, and he said hi to me, and I turned to walk out the door, I turned around and went back. I'm like, wait a minute, weren't you Nick McWilliams on Halloween? He goes, that was me.
2 laps to go here in your 3,200, and again, a big lead. For either Kuklika or Welch. Apologies with differentiating between the two.
Final call for the boys, 3,200-meter run. This is the first call.
I'm interested to see the time she's going to end up putting down here, Shannon, because she is way out in front.
Well, speaking of times, let's move on to that blistering pace that
it is Kuklika, by the way, in the lead.
Emma Henry set in the Indian Valley Bell Legacy 200 meters. St. Clairsville, Emma Henry picks up the win with a time of 26.4. Brooklyn Myers of Indian Valley was second with a 28.4. Third was Barnesville's Lexi Greer with a 28.9. Fourth place was Kylie Miller from Garaway with a time of they got those flip-flops. They got something wrong there with those times.
What you're looking at?
They got Kylie Miller and fourth with a 30.72. You got all these 29s behind them. So
different heats. That was from heat 1. There you go.
No, that's still not right. That's section results.
Well, I'll let you do quick math if you want to go through, but I'm assuming it's because of the heats.
Yeah, that was a heat. We're going to pull that out because they ain't got no team points for it. It's got the way they have it loaded in the app for some reason just on this race.
Right.
So I scratched that. Fourth place is Addison Kiger from Barnesville with a 29.1. Fifth place goes to Abby Gutner from West Muskingum with a time of 29.3. Sixth place is Charlie Ford from John Glenn with a time of 29.6. Seventh place was Gianna Miles from Indian Valley, 29.7. In eighth place, West Muskingum's Jaden Weingardner with a time of 29.7.
It is Ashlyn Kuklika, who is out in front. She's taken the bell lap here on the 3,200 and is setting an absolutely blistering pace. She has now opened up roughly a half-track lead over the second-place runner.
Quick rundown of the boys' 200 meters. Owen Faulkner of Indian Valley gets the win with a time of 23.02. Second place was West Muskingum's Lane Kennedy, 23.1. Third place was Cole Thoburn with a time of 23.4. He's from St. Clairsville. Fourth place, St. Clairsville's Dino Burke with a 23.5. Fifth place was West Muskingum's Jax Prang with a 23.9. Sixth is Cameron Kazboda from Garaway, 24.1. Seventh is Cameron House from John Glenn, 24.8. And picking up that last team point is Cam Carpenter from Barnesville with a 24.9.
Thank you for that, Shannon, as Kuklika is coming down the front stretch here in front of the grandstands, looking to finish hard as she wins the 3,200 for John Glenn, the Little Muskies. Great showing for her as we're going to get set for the boys' 3,200. Somebody get that girl some oxygen. We got Logan McPeek running the camera over here. Maybe we could have him go run that for us real quick. Was that a pass? Well, we will go ahead and take a quick timeout here as the rest of the competitors will be finishing here. We'll come back, and when we do, it will be the boys' 3,200 as we will join in progress. Shannon and myself stepping away here for a minute, give ourselves a little bit of a breather. When we return, we'll see the rest of this out. The Dave Bell Legacy Invitational from Indian Valley High School, brought to you by the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club. Big Z Sports and Claxon Communications are back after this.
Live more comfortably this winter with the help of Unified Insulation Systems. Unified Insulation Systems is a full-service insulation and weatherization provider that can show you how to properly insulate your home or business. With good insulation from Unified Systems, you can prevent your gutters from freezing and get rid of your high-energy bills. Call Jeremiah Thomas today for your free quote at 330-773-7377 or visit unifiedinsulation.com. Call Unified Insulation Systems today, your most trusted name in insulation.
Lutz Body and Paint, located at 7573 Wolf's Crossing Road in Jenaten Hutton, is there for you when a never-planned auto collision repair is needed. Lutz Body and Paint performs the auto body and painting services needed to get your vehicle back to looking showroom new in a timely manner at a reasonable price and provides free estimates. Lutz Body and Paint is a proud supporter of the Indian Valley School District and wishes best of luck to the Braves athletes participating in tonight's game.
Kinsey Excavating and Trucking is a family-owned and operated business in New Philadelphia. KET is a general contractor. They provide services to commercial and municipal clients. They employ local union operators and laborers. KET is dedicated to providing outstanding work using the latest technology and employing local individuals to positively impact Tuscarawas County and the surrounding area. Kinsey Excavating and Trucking proudly supports the Indian Valley Local School District and wishes all area athletes, musicians, artists, and students a successful season.
T-County Boxing Academy on East High in New Philadelphia invites anyone serious about boxing to see what they offer and have success just like pro boxer and Uricksville's own Sugar Dre Donovan. T-County Boxing Academy not only offers the area's premier training facility, but also offers the best supplements on the market for peak training to get the most out of your workouts. To see all T-County Boxing Academy has to offer, find T-County Boxing Academy-TCBA on Facebook.
When you think pizza, think Amici's Pizza, with locations in West Lafayette and Jenaten Hutton to serve you. Amici's Pizza offers your favorite traditional pizzas, as well as specialty pizzas, subs, wings, and salads. Everything from the dough to the sauce is made fresh daily. Right now at Amici's, with the purchase of a large or an extra large pizza at regular price, receive a free medium cheesy bread. Try one today in West Lafayette or Jenaten Hutton. Big city taste for a small city price. Learn more. Find Amici's on Facebook.
Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison has been serving this great area since 1977. At Ron's, no matter what you need, they can handle it. From heating and cooling to standby Generac generators, water heaters, tankless water heaters, mobile home equipment, duct cleaning, and 24-hour no-heat service. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call 740-922-5252. Ron's Heating and Cooling proudly supports high school sports and would like to wish best of luck to all local athletes participating this season.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
Top Notch Auto on East Plum Alley in Jenaden, your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, offering an experienced staff that can handle just what you need to keep your vehicle running at its best. Top Notch Auto specializes in diagnostics with state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment. Whether your vehicle needs routine maintenance or major repairs, Top Notch Auto can handle all your vehicle needs. They also offer a large selection of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, and Cooper, just to name a few. Find Top Notch Auto LLC on Facebook or call them at 740-561-4100.
It's the boys 3200 here from the Bell Legacy Invitational, as we'll run you down through who these starters were as Spreading out here a little bit already. Sophomore for Garraway, Carter Travis. Senior for Garraway, Tyler Hirschberger. Then it's the freshman, Nolan Pataka from Indian Valley. Sophomore for John Glenn, Ethan Zell. Ian Davis, his teammate, the senior from John Glenn. Joe Carlisle, the junior for Indian Valley, who's up there at the front. Senior for Harrison Central, Aiden Hayes is out there, as well as Shepard Ritchie, the junior from Barnesville. Caleb Braniarski, the senior from St. Clairsville, and the sophomore for Barnesville, Landon Harris.
I'm trying to do a track meet here. My wife's sending me text messages wanting to know if I want anything from the Cheesecake Factory. You know, to me, the Cheesecake Factory is overrated. Yes, I said that. The Cheesecake Factory is overrated.
You know what is not overrated, though?
A bowl of chili.
Well, I was going to say Amici's Pizza in Janine or West Lafayette, but, you know, you can go with that, too.
Hey, my daughter loves that macaroni and cheese from Amici's Pizza. When we say we're getting pizza from somewhere, the first thing she says is, hey, I want macaroni and cheese from Amici's. And we're like, oh, sorry, we're not going to Janayton tonight. We were going somewhere else. Well, it turns into a fight, and we end up in Janayton.
Well, the sun is going down a little bit here. It's getting cooler out. Of course, if your house is cooling off, maybe give Ron's Heating and Cooling a call. Make sure your furnace is up to date and ready to go. We know that there are still a few colder days ahead of us.
Well, my house, the fight the last week was, you're not turning the central air on, but it's hot. You're not turning the central air on.
No, you were the one saying not turning the central air on, right?
No, my wife was saying, I want the central air.
No. Still out front there is Joe Carlisle for Indian Valley, as well as Ritchie from Barnesville. Right behind them for St. Clairsville, it's Braniarski. Let me tell you, Caleb, if I'm butchering your last name, I'm sorry.
This is going to be a race right here. These three young men right here are trying to set pace with each other, and one of them is going to try to break the other one, and it's going to come down to those last two laps.
Well, Braniarski's hoping for a shake and bake moment like Talladega Nights.
He's slingshot engaged.
Or is it Magic Man and El Diablo? Also in just behind them, cruising around there in fourth, is, I believe, Hirschberger. And it's Pataka for Indian Valley.
Teams, we ask that you clean up your team area, please, before you leave.
So some more background to this, Shannon, of course, as you saw earlier on today, as they recognize longtime coach Dave Bell here, longtime teacher for Indian Valley as well. This invitational, first-time invitational for Indian Valley, bearing his name, and, you know, you went through all the accolades and all the stuff with this, but really, really cool to be able to see them recognize somebody like that, and somebody who has given so much time to this to the school district.
Yeah, and like we said before, a guy who does not want those accolades. He is happy with coming here, doing his job, getting in his car and going home. He wants his student athletes to get all the accolades, and whenever Daniel Adams texted me this week and wanted to know if I had a video that they needed for the video that they made, I was like, oh, yeah, I got it. And I was kind of wondering if they was going to be able to come up with enough pictures of this guy to put a video together, because he just don't do that kind of stuff. And he's been a special coach down here, along with his wife, for a long time. I mean, the Bell family has made a big impact, in not only at Indian Valley, but in the track and field community as one.
It is Carlisle who has now stretched out a small lead over Braniarski. But that front pack, those three, they are still hugging close together as we have 4 laps to go. We're halfway.
Yeah, and like we said, the team points with St. Clairsville trying to close that gap on Indian Valley. Indian Valley's got, you know, battling right there for the lead with St. Clairsville. And then Indian Valley has got Nolan Pataka there, and that would be 5th place. So, I mean, they're trying to put some team points together to, you know, stay out in front on the boys' side.
Well, still to come after this 3,200, we've also got the 4x400 relays. I looked for confirmation.
We got some girls down there doing the pole vault. Looks like a Garraway girl just knocked down the bar. Not sure what it was set at.
Yeah, we'll have to see here if we can find where that is here in just a little while. And now if you look on your screen coming down the front stretch, Carlisle and Braniarski shoulder to shoulder. As, boy, they are pushing each other.
You know, why these these 3200s was going on, we should have had Adam down there walking around interviewing some of these athletes to see if he can get somebody to talk.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, I thought maybe he'd have the golden opportunity there to interview Coach Bell maybe or anybody else around. Adam has taken his earpiece out, though. He's talking to Athletic Director Nick Swaldo at the moment.
Yeah, Adam don't want to hear what we have to say anyhow. He's heard enough of us today.
I will see if I can get Adam on the horn here and see if he can go down and see where they're at on the pole vault. Again, the leader in the state for John Glenn. She's out there competing. 12 foot 2 inches is her mark right now. That is best in the state for the girls, which is still hard for me to fathom. 12 feet 2 inches to go up there. That's impressive.
You know, I was talking to my nephew, as everybody calls him KT, earlier, probably maybe it was last week, and he stated that this invite was from here on out was going to be a big turning point in the season for these athletes to get ready for the district competition. That their level of competition was going to step up in some of the teams they had to face, and that they have the IVC championships coming up, and I know the boys are looking to repeat at that. So it's going to be an interesting next couple weeks for the track kids to get ready for the IVC championships. Like we said, we will be down there with this will be our second live stream of a track meet. But hopefully this week we can get some softball in and some baseball in. We can get back on that side of things too, because it's been a rough couple weeks for us on that side.
Shannon, coming up next is your bell laps, as it is Carlisle who has a step or two lead over Bryniarski. Boy, those two are really setting a great pace.
Yeah, and he's not going to let Carlisle get away. And Joey, they're close enough that Joey could probably hear him breathing over his right shoulder. Looks like Pawtucket is going to overtake fourth place for Indian Valley.
Good showing for Pawtucket, the freshman for Indian Valley. See if he can hang on to that fourth place. Of course, somebody who's been involved for a long time with Indian Valley track as well. Doug Crocker calling out the times down there as they go by.
Yeah, Doug Crocker and his brother Jim Crocker is long-time assistants for the cross-country team and track team. They've been around a long time, and Jim Crocker, Jim and Doug both were coaches for my twins when they ran cross-country. And
they know running.
Yeah, they enjoy, and the kids love them. I mean, I could tell you Jim's nickname, but that's not fair of me to say that because that was a nickname that the girls gave him, and he loved it. He treated.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is. As Carlisle takes the bell, he's in front of Bryniarski.
Well, he takes that bell lap, and now you notice he's looked like he's kicked it up a little bit.
Is it like 3 names in one? Is that the same
Yes.
nickname? Okay, yep, I know what it is then. So Carlisle comes out of turn 2 onto the backstretch, spreading out a bit of a lead on Bryniarski.
The Garraway runner there looking to close back in on Pawtucket there for fourth place, and those are some big team points.
Travis or Hirschberger. Apologies on which one is which. I'm digging for John Glenn. It's either Ethan Zell or Ian Davis running by here. He's got the shades on.
Hey, he can do it and be cool. I can't do it at all. Yeah, Carlisle's really he kind of stepped it up now that last lap, and like I said, he set a pace to where he kind of wore those guys out.
It's almost like he was keeping with Bryniarski there and was just waiting for his moment, and there he is as he opens it up and strides as he's head bobbing his way to the win.
Yeah, and Carlisle, he's been proud of that mullet he's been growing for a couple years, and it's just blowing in the wind right there.
So it will be Carlisle who wins the 3,200 for the boys. Bryniarski comes home in second for St. Clairsville. Everybody taking a well-deserved breather. And finishing in third for Barnesville, Ritchie or Harris, not sure which one, apologies, but a good showing for him too. He dropped back a little bit, but still hung tight there with that front pack. Pawtucket now having a close finish with Hirschberger, and it's going to be Hirschberger who overtakes him at the end, but a good showing for the Indian Valley freshman. So that wraps up the front of the pack for the boys 3,200. We got the 4x400 relays that are going to be upcoming. The girls will go first.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you got me or not.
I do, wherever you are.
The pole vault, they're jumping at 9 feet right now.
9 feet. Thank you for that, Adam. Boy, you made your way all the way over there now.
Did, yeah. I asked Coach Bell if anybody's hit 28 feet since I was here last, and he laughed.
Well, I know one thing that if you ask him, Adam, that he's going to say absolutely not to is you can ask him if he'd love to say a couple words here after this, but I don't think Coach Bell's going to want to hear any of that. What was that? You cut out there. Some connection issues as we have had here. So that caps off the boys 3,200 as they're coming to a finish in Shannon. Sun's going down. Things are cooling off here a little bit. You know, that's got to be something that's kind of hard to deal with these runners, too. You start and the sun's shining. It's a little bit warmer. Then the chill starts setting in. Got to start worrying about those cramps and stuff, and that's never fun to deal with.
Maybe that's why they let the 3,200 kids run towards the end. That way they generate a lot more body heat. They stay warmer longer.
Maybe.
Looks like they're getting the award ceremony stuff set up down there on the table.
They will, as we'll see with the team awards. Last time we checked in with those team scores, it was Indian Valley who was out in front of St. Clairsville. For the boys' side of things, Shannon, what did you say for the girls was the scoring? I could not remember.
I'll have to pull that up here on the old trusty iPad. It was a pretty big lead. As of right now, John Glenn has actually opened it up a little bit more. John Glenn for the girls is in first place with 155 points over St. Clairsville with 119 points. Third is Barnesville with 91 points. Fourth is Indian Valley with 76 points. Fifth is Garaway with 55 points. Sixth is West Muskingum, 51 points. And seventh is Harrison Central with 30 points. On the boys' side, the Indian Valley boys have opened up a little bit of a lead. They got 148 points in first place. Second place is St. Clairsville with 125.5 points. Third place is John Glenn with 85 points. Fourth is Barnesville with 83.5 points. Fifth is Garaway with 73 points. Sixth is West Muskingum with 54 points. And Harrison Central sits in seventh with 47 points.
Thank you for that, Shannon. As now we do have the 4x400 relay for the girls. Starting things off for West Muskingum, lane 1. It is the freshman Reese Coleman. For Indian Valley, the junior, C.C. Champ. Lane 3 for Garaway, the senior, Megan Schwartz. Lane 4, the sophomore, Faith Saxton for John Glenn. Then for St. Clairsville in lane 5, it's sophomore Ava Crum. Lane 6, Ayla Yater, the senior for Barnesville. Lane 7, Kira Kelly, the sophomore for Harrison Central. All athletes getting set and ready. And they are away. Of course, the 4x400. These ladies will take one lap around the track before handing things over to their teammates. Second runners upcoming. It's Ellie Goring for Garaway. Bree Wilfong for John Glenn. Jassy St. Clair for West Muskingum, Laura Shaw for Indian Valley, Delaney Florence for St. Clairsville, Mara Bethel for Barnesville, Kennedy Dunlop for Harrison Central. As they're coming around out of turn 4, we'll see who is out front as they come down through the front stretch. As it appears to be Crum for St. Clairsville, but on the inside lane in lane 3, making it closer is Schwartz. She's actually taking the lead now. Now with Barnesville, Yater is closing the gap, as well as Saxton for John Glenn.
Yeah, this is a one-lap sprint. This is one of those races. It's like you got to go all out.
First handoff, it's a good one from Schwartz to Ella Goring. Gives Garaway a nice lead. Bree Wilfong takes it over for John Glenn. Bethel has it for Barnesville, and for St. Clairsville looking to close some of that space is Delaney Florence, as she is making a dent in that lead. And she's closing pretty fast.
I actually think Shaw is running the second leg here for Indian Valley. Not sure who was the first runner.
First runner was Champ.
Oh, it was Champ. I thought you said it was Shaw, so it was Champ. So Shaw
same first 3 letters. So it's neck and neck coming out of turn 4. Goring is right alongside Wilfong for John Glenn.
They're so close. You've got to watch out for an elbow to the ribs.
Then behind them for St. Clairsville and Barnesville, close there as well. Handoff from Schwartz is clean, and it goes to Rebecca Yoder. As for John Glenn, the runner is now Kira Kaiser. For Barnesville, it is Lydia Fuchs. Then right behind her from St. Clairsville, Olivia McKeever. For Indian Valley, it is Amelia Smith, the freshman who just got it. Now for Harrison Central, Kendall Hercules, the junior. And for West Muskingum, Maddie Paul.
John Glenn, they dropped in after the handoff, got a little bit of that draft, and now they're trying to slingshot to the outside. They're side by side going down into turn 3.
We got another shake and bake reference.
Slingshot engaged. Garraway runner, she withstood the challenge. She's got a little step on her right there coming out of 4.
It is Yoder who will be out front as they come down through the front stretch.
Yoder picking up a little bit of stride right there.
For John Glenn, Kaser closing the gap. It's going to be close at the handoff going into the final lap.
Oh, she's coming back. She's going to take the lead at the line for the handoff.
It will be Rebecca Spohn who leads for John Glenn at the final turn. Charlie Yoder, she has it for Garraway. For Barnesville, it is Grace Starr. And behind them for St. Clairsville is Brindley Newton. Indian Valley, Brooklyn Myers far behind there after she got the baton. Grace Miller to run here for Harrison Central now after that handoff. As for West Muskingum, as they come around, it will be Avery Coleman, the freshman, to run. And out front with a big lead now is Spohn.
I'm looking to see if Myers can close the gap right here. She's got a tank that just don't quit running, man. She's full go all the time, and she's trying to close that gap a little bit for 4th place.
Spohn in the lead for the Muskies, and look for Barnesville making a comeback. It's Starr. Starr gonna make it close.
Oh, she got fans on their feet right here in front of us.
Starr, couple steps behind, coming to the line. But ultimately just comes up short as it's Spohn, but what a run by Starr.
Myers was able to close the gap a little bit for Indian Valley, but she just couldn't get there.
What a finish for the 4x400.
Yeah, Barnesville, that girl was coming strong, and the crowd come to their feet and got this place going.
Fun stuff. As up next will be the boys 4x400 as we wrap up the girls 4x400. As outside of the pole vault now, that is still ongoing. This will be our last on-the-track event here.
Laney McDaniel, it looks like, down there for Indian Valley at the pole vault getting ready to go.
We'll check in with Adam here shortly about the height that they're at. We can promise it's still not 28 feet. Adam won't hear that until later. So
Laney McDaniel just cleared whatever the bar was at.
As Adam might have his earpiece in now. So for the boys 4x400, getting set up. We'll check in with Adam now. Adam, what height are we at now?
Yeah, they're set at the bar's at 9.6 right now.
9.6. Thank you for that, Adam.
9.6. So they're obviously it's there's not as many contestants per se now that they're at 9.6. So they're starting to make that climb.
Yeah, I see the John Glenn, the young lady from John Glenn out there walking out onto the runway now.
Yeah, I think they're down to. I could be wrong, but there's the John Glenn, there's one from Indian Valley, and there's one from St. Clairsville. I think that's the last.
Scroll over to my trusty iPad and see if what the pre-seed heights were.
So I believe it would be, if it is the John Glenn competitor, Braden Snyder, I think. She's the state leader right now. Not sure if they had more than one competing, obviously.
Yeah, so Braden Snyder was 12-2 for the season. Ava Crum from St. Clairsville and Laney McDaniel from Indian Valley both have jumped 10 feet this season. So
we still got a little ways to go, probably, is what you're saying.
Yep.
So for the boys 4x400 for West Muskingum, starting it off, Carter Newsom in the inner lane. Second lane for Barnesville, Joel Detling, the freshman. For John Glenn, lane 3, Jordan Brothers, the freshman. Lane 4 is the freshman Zane Colvin for Indian Valley. For Garraway, in lane 5, Seth Zimmerman. Harrison Central's in lane 7. Tyler Garbrandt, the sophomore, do not have the St. Clairsville name list, unfortunately.
It looked like the girl from John Glenn just knocked the bar down on the pole vault.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, we'll get this race over here, and then we'll go straight to the pole vault for the
We're
last
letting
couple
Adam just
jumps.
take it from there. He's getting a good laugh down there. Coming out of turn 4, leading the way for the Pirates, it's Zimmerman, but he is deadlocked with St. Clairsville here.
St. Clairsville kid looking over his shoulder as he goes by him. Want to make sure he keeps that distance.
Good clean handoff. Now with the baton for Garraway is Nathan Money. As for John Glenn in lane 3, Cameron House. Behind him for West Muskingum, Grant Kennedy. Out there for Indian Valley. It's listed as Colton Smith, but I think it's Seth Crocker.
Yeah, that's Seth Crocker.
For Barnesville, and making a run from behind, Connor Starr.
Yeah, Garraway just took the lead going down the backstretch, right where they could come across.
Still a close race coming out of turn 4 for lap 2. Now, getting some distance is going to be Money, but now he's overtaken again. Back and forth. St. Clairsville still holds the lead in lap 3. Garraway, Nick Palmer has it now. For John Glenn sitting in 3rd, it's Caden Lake. Barnesville really making up some time with Starr. Eli Messenger. We're going to get that right at some point. For West Muskingum, it's Dustin Brown. Now for Indian Valley, Carson Hostetler. Max Kinsey. Boy, we got the list all messed up. Thanks, Daniel. St. Clairsville has the nice lead now, coming out of turn 4 for the final lap. Can Garraway close the gap? It is Cameron Gazboda who will be their runner after this handoff. But St. Clairsville right now.
Does anybody want to bet if Max Kinsey is smiling when he comes by?
I would bet a lot of money on it, probably. Barnesville has actually gotten their way all the way up to 3rd now as Evan Carpenter takes the handoff.
That's the biggest smile of the day right there.
And sure enough, Kinsey smiling. He just loves running, Shannon. Joe Carlisle will be taking the last baton here for Indian Valley. Now, the gap's getting closed on the backstretch for Garraway.
Boy,
Gazboda's coming.
He's putting a push in.
Final turn. Who's going to find that extra gear? Gazboda making a run for it. Closing the gap, but not going to be enough in time, as it will be St. Clairsville who captures the boys 4x400. Gazboda for Garraway comes home in 2nd, and what a run for Barnesville, as Evan Carpenter will capture 3rd. They were down by about 6th place. Now at the finish, Carlisle for Indian Valley going to try to overtake from West Muskingum, and Meggers close, but I think Meggers got him.
Well, now we can go down here to the pole vault. Laney McDaniel getting ready to jump at the pole vault.
Speaking of results there, Shannon, do you have any updates from some of our last few events?
Yeah, Laney McDaniel for Indian Valley. I know that's her. She's going to get ready to go here at the pole vault.
Up and just clears the bar. Will McDaniel. So we'll see if we can tell who are the final few competitors to go here.
So
for pole vault.
The boys' 3,200 meter results. Indian Valley's Joe Carlisle gets the win with a 10 minutes and 21 seconds. Second was Caleb Brenierski, 10 minutes and 26 seconds.
Brenierski.
I'm close. 3 was Barnesville's Shepherd Ritchie. I got that one right. 10 minutes and 38 seconds. Oh, the next one's easy. 4th place was Garraway's Carter Travis. 2 first names. I can kill that.
Yeah, you can get that one.
Carter Travis, 10 minutes and 54 seconds. 5th place, Indian Valley's Nolan Pataka, 10 minutes and 56 seconds. 6th place is Ethan Zell from John Glenn, 11 minutes and 5 seconds. 7th is Ian Davis from John Glenn, 11 minutes and 24 seconds. And getting the last team point was Garraway's Tyler Hertzberger with 11 minutes and 49 seconds.
Thank you for that, Shannon. Is looking at pole vault now. We've got John Glenn up. It's either Brooklyn Valentine or Braden Snyder.
Bar's at 10 feet now.
10 feet bar and easily clearing it there.
I'm going to go with Snyder.
I think it was Snyder.
Girls 4x4 relay results. Picking up the win was John Glenn, 4 minutes and 24 seconds, .43. Second place was Barnesville with 4 minutes 24 seconds, .61. Third place was Garraway, 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Fourth place was St. Clairsville, 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Fifth place was Indian Valley, 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Sixth place is Harrison Central, 5 minutes flat. And seventh place was West Muskingum, 5 minutes and 7 seconds.
Thank you for that, Shannon. As unable to clear that time was Valentine. I still think the immersive piece we need to do after this is after all the competition is done, we got to get Adam Soweski to try a pole vault.
Fall on the mat.
There you go. That's close enough. Up next for St. Clairsville, it will be Burkowski. She will clear at 10 feet.
And our last results of the running events tonight, boys 4x400-meter relay. St. Clairsville gets the win. 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Garraway gets second, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Barnesville was third, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. John Glenn was fourth, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. West Muskingum fifth with a 3 minutes 54.22. Indian Valley was sixth with a 3:54.27. And rounding it out was Harrison Central with a 4:14.
Ava Crum will clear for St. Clairsville, too. She bumped the bar but didn't go down. That's about as much wobble as I've ever seen from a bar that doesn't go down.
Yeah, that's sometimes you get that lucky bounce.
Making the next move to 10-6 now.
10-6, thank you, Adam. So, Adam, I got to ask you from walking down there around the field all day, people absolutely everywhere, but sure, I hope you had as much fun as we did throughout this entire evening. There's so much going on, and it's constant movement.
I'll tell you what, I've gotten an education. I mean, there's a lot that happens at these meets, and I will say, for as many events that we've seen and these kids have done, Indian Valley did a tremendous job. I mean, there were some parents that said that they were planning on not getting home till 11 o'clock, and we're down to a few competitors in the pole vault, and the whole thing is going to be over.
Moved almost seamlessly.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, it just kept moving right along, and I think that, kudos to everybody involved with putting this on, because for being my first track event that I've seen from start to finish, to me it seems like it's went by pretty quick.
Of course, we have to thank the Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club for making this happen tonight, as well as our other sponsors like Top Notch Auto, Plus 2 New Philadelphia, Unified Insulation, as well as Lutz Body and Paint. And our other sponsors in Kinsey Excavating, Amici's Pizza, and Ron's Heating and Cooling. As you saw there, it was Lainey McDaniel who couldn't clear that 10-foot, 6-inch mark.
Yeah, that would be a PR for her this year, and it might be a PR, a personal best. Career. I'm not sure what her career PR is, but 10-6 it's getting up there for the young ladies.
And if you just saw, that was Coach Dave Bell giving her a little advice after her jump, giving her some insight.
And one thing I learned about Coach Bell when I went and watched David Adams a couple years ago, I would be there with my iPad filming for Big Z, and he would see me standing over there, and he would have his own phone, and he'd look at it, and then he'd see me, and he'd come over there, I need to see your video. So I had to get my iPad out, and I'd have to show him, and he's like, you come with me, and I go over there, and he would be using my iPad to show David Adams what he did wrong, and it was like he's always looking for any advantage he can get to help his jumpers or his vaulters.
It was Burkowski who couldn't clear there for St. Clairsville. Now for John Glenn. I believe it's Snyder. And Braden Snyder clears with ease. Again, the state leader at 12 foot 2 inches. That's her personal best.
Yeah, and that there, she was up a good bit right there. She might have been able to beat her personal best with that one.
Just such body control to be able to do the pole vault efficiently, and it's always extremely impressive. For Indian Valley, Lainey McDaniel. It's the quiet after the storm, Shannon, as the parents and stuff for all the track events have moved out. All eyes on the pole vault.
Yeah, a lot of people will start moving out, but you'll see some of the athletes will start going towards the pole vault to watch it. I see some of the Indian Valley track boys. I see Kinsey and Thomas and Faulkner and those guys. They're moving towards the pit, the cheering on McDaniel.
So McDaniel gets set. Her next attempt at 10-6. She'll go up and can't quite clear. Never really got much of the extension.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where she felt it getting up, and then you just kind of give up on it because she knew she wasn't going to get that far, and she'll have one more run at it.
So again, actually I take that back. It is going to be Burkowski for St. Clairsville. Or Ava Crum. I might have gotten that wrong from the start. And she
pulls up.
She
so
does.
It's not a foul, so she gets to go back and go again.
Something not quite feeling right. Well, that's the old adage, if you're going to make a decision to stop, you better do it early.
Yeah, and you can notice, it might be hard to notice from here because of our camera angles, but these runners, they start at different steps back. Mm-hmm. Whereas Snyder for John Glenn, she starts way back.
Next attempt. And up and over, 10-6. Good finish there for Burkowski.
Yeah, you can tell.
Crum.
Yeah, I think it might be Crum.
I think you might be right. For Crum, then.
See, well, Adam's standing down there talking to Coach McPeek. But, I mean, regardless of which one it is, it's a PR for them according to the seedings that we got.
So McDaniel has another crack at it for Indian Valley.
I'm surprised my daughter hasn't come back, and apparently I gave her enough money. She went to the concession stand and coming back complaining to me that she's hungry. I'll just give her some money and send her to Amici's.
Go get you a pizza.
Sit down there and wait on me at Amici's, and I'll be down to pick you up.
But, Dad, it's so far. It's 4 blocks.
Just order me some wings.
McDaniel readies herself again. Height of 10-6. And her attempt. Up and can't quite clear. Didn't get her legs up extended far enough.
Can't remember the last height I gave. It's at 10-6 now.
Yeah, 10-6, yeah.
Okay.
The one thing that we were trying to figure out there, Adam, is going for St. Clairsville right now, if it's Burkowski or Crum. We couldn't tell which one it was.
Oh, I can find out. The coach is right. He was pretty close by.
Well, if you do, just let us know. See Coach Bell again there on your screen, coaching up McDaniel. This entire invitational bears his name, the Bell Legacy Invitational Track Meet. First one Indian Valley has ever gotten to hold. So after the reset, I do believe that it will be Snyder who will go. Again, the height at 10'6". Her best this year, 12 foot 2 inches. Oh, take it back. It is Crum who gets to go first for St. Clairsville.
Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
For St. Clairsville, Ava Crum is the competing.
Oh, thank you, Adam. And I should just trust Shannon is what I'm finding out.
Yeah, that'd be safe.
So Ava Crum takes her next crack at 10'6". She couldn't quite get the extension, and again, Shannon kind of didn't quite seem to have the full commitment, didn't feel it was going to work out for her.
Yeah, and it just takes a special technique to be able to get that bar to bend just right, and then in the process, you still got to get your body to twist, keep your legs together, and kind of turn and roll over it. And it's a technique that I would never be able to do. I mean, about the best technique you'll get from me is tripping over the curb and rolling across the sidewalk.
Braden McDaniel now to go.
Laney McDaniel.
Or, pardon me, no. I combined two of them. Braden Snyder getting ready to go for John Glenn. At 10'6", she'll go up and over again. Just like clockwork.
Yeah, and there's different, poles too, and the length of the pole you're using and stuff like that. And I learned a little bit about it, from watching David Adams, and it's just it's definitely a technique, and it's amazing how many athletes that Buzz or Coach Bell or Dave Bell or whatever you want to call him. Most people call him Buzz. If you yell Dave, a lot of times he won't turn and look. You got to call him Buzz. But how many athletes that he has helped in the pole vault industry?
Ava Crum can't quite finish over the bar, so she'll go down.
And she should have one more attempt.
She will, if I'm not mistaken. So this would be it. If she is unable to get over, it would be Braden Snyder who will pick up the win.
Yeah, and then Snyder and her coaches will choose that she can continue to go on if she wants to see if she can, set a new PR.
Well, at that point, you just put it up at what, like 12'4"? Yeah, 12 foot 4 inches maybe. Why not? Try it.
Or if you know that you're close to your school record, you go just a little bit past your school record and go for it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what that is for John Glenn. That might be what her coaching staff was just talking to her about right there. As Crum will ready herself for one more go. Changes out the pole.
Well, if my iPad didn't die, I know we were getting pretty close there. We're down to 6%. The boys' events are final, so I can give you the final team scores for the boys.
Perfect. Probably give a pretty good idea on the girls as well.
Yeah, well, the girls, it's wrapped up too because John Glenn is leading the girls, and so
and Snyder is going to get first or second here.
So I won't have their exact point total, but for the girls, it looks like the team champion of the Bell Legacy Invitational will be John Glenn. Coming in second will be St. Clairsville. Third will be Barnesville. Fourth, Indian Valley. Fifth, Garaway. Sixth, Muskingum. And seventh, Harrison Central. And for the Indian Valley boys,
Crum's next attempt can't quite clear again.
And for the Indian Valley boys, they'll pick up the Bell Legacy Invitational Championship, and how fitting that Indian Valley wins the first Invitational, in honor of their longtime coach here. But Indian Valley has 151 points for the boys. St. Clairsville, 135.5 comes in second. And they pretty well distanced themselves from everybody else because John Glenn comes in third with 90, Barnesville fourth with 89.5, Garaway will be fifth with 81 points, West Muskingum 58, and Harrison Central 49 points. So.
Hey, guys, they're setting the bar now at 11-6.
11-6, thank you for that, Adam, as it will be Snyder to go and to make that attempt. It's a I'm kind of hoping she does keep on going, Shannon.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting to watch these kids when they're going for personal best and seeing how high they can get. I mean, that's an accomplishment, man. It's
Snyder all smiles, probably knowing, I've already got this wrapped up. Why not just keep going?
Yeah, does it say on there what grade she is? I didn't have
She is a junior, so she will be back again for another year after this. Of course, a big thank you to everybody who has tuned in throughout this entire presentation. We'll give another big shout out to all of our sponsors. The Indian Valley Athletic Booster Club making this happen. Lutz Body and Paint, Unified Installation, and +2 New Philadelphia and Top Notch Auto playing an integral part in getting this on your screen, as well as Kinsey Excavating, Ron's Heating and Cooling, and Amici's Pizza. As Snyder goes up and clears at 11.6.
And I'm going to guess they're probably going to add 6 more inches right here to it.
Wouldn't be surprised. We want to see her try to get that personal best.
Yeah, well, they might go a little bit further. They might go right to 12.3 since she has cleared 12.2.
Well, if you ask Adam after his little mistake earlier, maybe he's going to go to 28.
She's on her way to 28. She's going to go to 12.6.
She's got to do 12.6 before 28 is what you're saying, right? So Snyder getting ready again. Of course, a big thank you as well to our Claxon Communications crew for all of their hard work throughout this entire presentation. You see them on your screen in Casey Claxon, Logan McPeek, Shawn Troyer, and Brody Stevens, as we could not do this without all of their efforts.
I think Colton Thomas is over here learning how to run cameras.
Oh, that's a Terry Hey, there's Natalie Holbrook as well.
I told Colton before he needed to talk to Casey if he wanted a real job.
You could probably tell Colton he could put that on his college resume or his college application letter. So Snyder, we'll see what she goes to next. She cleared 11.6. We'll see if she did go up to 12 or what point they're going to be at.
Yeah, I remember going back this winter. I showed up early for a basketball game that we were getting ready to televise, and Jimmy McPeek stopped me out on the court because he's one of the assistant coaches, and he told me about this plan of this Bell Legacy invite that he wanted to know if we can put it on YouTube, and athletic director Nick Swall to come over, and he talked to me about it, and I'm like, well, let me get a hold of Adam, and we talked to Adam about it.
Hey, guys.
Yes, sir.
So this is going to be for a new school record. She just broke it on Tuesday as she cleared 12.4. So she's going for the new school record of 12.6 to beat her own record.
So she's already hit 12.4 this season, now going for 12.6 to best her record again. That is incredible.
So they're just a little late with updating.
I guess we thought it was 12.2. It was 12.4. Wow. All right. So
look at that. That's my sideline track skills.
Well, here we go. She changes her mind. 12.6, new school record. Boy, you look at how high that is up from here, too. That is a ways. So Snyder, let's see what she can do.
There's people who can't even kick a football over that.
I know I can. Braden Snyder, the junior from John Glenn. Hopefully she goes back and sees this later and goes, what in the world? I got all this camera time. Here she goes. For the new school record of 12.6 and can't quite cap off with it there. She already holds it at 12.4. Will she try again, though?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
She'll go. I mean, she's an athlete. She's a competitor, and probably that right there probably frustrated her more if she would have got second place.
Her coach giving her some pointers. Another time to remind you, get subscribed to the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. If you get subscribed, you will be notified when we go live. We provide you these live streams all season long for free, thanks to our wonderful sponsors.
I know we had a softball game going on YouTube tonight, too, but...
Baseball.
That was baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah, a little Philly-Dover rivalry action. Of course, you can always check the Big Z Sports Facebook page for the latest scoring updates in high school athletics.
Hey, one thing I've seen, guys, everywhere I've been, all around this place, I keep seeing Amici's pizza boxes.
It's weird, right?
It is. It's odd. There's one down here at the pool vault spot.
Oh, did they use that as an incentive to keep jumping higher and higher?
Well, one of the helpers is enjoying a slice right now, so
maybe they need to put a slice on top of the bar and say, hey, if you cross the bar, you get to have that.
That's what I'm thinking. You got to have that incentive.
So Braden Snyder still looking for that 12-foot 6-inch jump as you see her getting ready for her next attempt. She's already captured the win here at this Invitational. She currently holds John Glenn's school record at 12 foot 4 inches, looking to set it once again less than a week after she has the first school record. Of course, as a reminder, with your team scoring updates again for the boys, Indian Valley will pick up the team victory over St. Clairsville. As Shannon mentioned there, John Glenn girls, they have picked up for the win for the girls at this Invitational, which we hope to see all of these schools coming back for next year. I'm assuming this will be happening next year.
Oh, it'll definitely be back, considering they called this the first annual.
They didn't even need to worry.
But, like we said, Dave Bell's one of those guys, he don't like to be talked about, so he might just come and tell me, like, hey, you did it once, let's just change the name of it. It's the Indian Valley Invitational. I don't know what name on it.
Imagine if somebody shows him this broadcast later how many times we've said it. He's going to be driven nuts. So Braden Snyder getting set once again. 12 foot 6 is where the bar is currently set, which would be a new John Glenn school record if she's able to cap it off.
And she just picked the bar up and was getting ready to go, and she put it down and smiled and looked over at the coaches who were standing there and said, give me a second. And
hey, if you've been that successful, if you've been as successful as she has, you let her go ahead and do what she needs to do. Of course, as we already mentioned, the junior, she'll be back again for another year, and I'm sure she'll be down at the state tournament state meet this year, plying her craft. Snyder just can't quite clear at 12.6 and is unable to get across the bar.
It looked like she had plenty of height. It looks like it caught the front of her legs as she was going up. She just brushed against it.
So we'll do it all again one more time. Turn around and look, an absolutely gorgeous night here in Jeanneton. No matter where it is that you've been tuned in today, thanks so much for joining us. As we've already talked about, but we have confirmed that we will be back May 9th in Newcomerstown for the IVC track meet. Going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and actually, I believe me and you are down at our next live broadcast is in Newcomerstown on Wednesday for a softball game between Newcomerstown and TCC.
I believe you would be correct on that. Everything.
Now
everything weather permitting.
That could change because we had a lot of games that had been canceled. So Adam might have to add something on Monday, Tuesday.
Hey, so
Are you saying you're going to add something right now?
I'm still down here reporting.
Oh, okay.
So Coach here at the pole vault pit is actually Dad.
Oh, okay.
So how cool is that?
It is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, wait a minute. You're a dad who's also been a coach. Was all those rides home peaceful?
It was weird. We never had civil conversations like that. That's
I can't imagine.
That's because your wife. That's because your wife was sitting beside you, staring at you, knowing you'd have to keep your mouth shut.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, and being a junior, that's good things ahead for this competitor here.
Yeah, Braden Snyder. One more attempt here with the 12'6" mark, going for that new school record. She's already capped off the win here for the Invitational. Getting some more insights from Coach. You think she has to call him Coach, or can she say Dad?
Oh, she has to call him Coach at the track meet. And then probably depending on how mad you are at him at home, if you call him Coach or Dad at home.
Tread carefully there.
I'm a dad with 3 daughters. I know how it is.
Snyder's last attempt. Up and almost clears it, but just can't quite do it. So she is unable to clear at 12.6, but still a valiant effort as she gets a round of applause from those standing around the pit. And that will cap off the night's festivities for the Bell Legacy Invitational. As thanks again to all of our wonderful sponsors. And Shannon, kind of a nice foray into track. Had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of great athletes, and the Indian Valley staff here did a phenomenal job getting this program run, and congratulations to the Indian Valley boys, who are the team champions, and to the John Glenn girls, who are the team champions of the first annual Bell Legacy Invite.
Absolutely, and a big thank you as well to Adam Soweski for being here and walking down, giving us some of those updates from along the field, and to all of the Indian Valley staff for their hospitality and everything that they did throughout today, as it is Indian Valley boys who pick up the team win at this Invitational. John Glenn for the girls will pick up that victory. For the entire Claxon Communications crew and everyone here at Big Z Sports, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at a high school near you soon.
Thanks for watching this Claxon Communications production of High School Sports on the Big Z Sports YouTube channel. For the latest news and scores, follow Big Z Sports on Facebook, on Twitter at @Big_Z Sports, and on Instagram. Don't miss any of the live stream coverage all season long by simply subscribing for free to Big Z Sports on our YouTube channel. For the best in high school sports coverage, there is only one Big Z Sports.